Hello everyone, this is Migo Hunter, and today we have part 2 of MiX versus Yan's Season 3 versus Season 4. Um, Covering part 1, should I spoil it in case you guys haven't watched it? Um, well, I'll spoil which characters already won, but I won't tell you how the games actually went. Um, so in case you guys didn't know, MiX is gonna play the entire Season 3, Yan's playing the entire Season 4. It's Conquest, the character that wins has to sit out. It's double blind, and the first to win with all characters obviously wins the whole thing. So the Street Fighter characters that won were Dan and M. Bison. And the Shovel Knight characters that have won are Plague Knight and what's the other one? Plague Knight and Beheaded. Yes. All right. So it looks like we're starting out with MiX player 1 walking forward as Ken to range 3. Makes sense. Denies Mole Knights of the burrow. Mole Knight as an action can place a burrow at exactly range 3 um, and draws a card. But since Ken is standing on range 3, the burrow's not really going to do much for him. Generally, anti-mole counterplay is to stand on top of the burrow. There's not a whole lot he can do about it. Um, he has a couple of boosts that can shove the opponent off, like Undermine. Uh, is it just Undermine? Headbutts. There's a few attacks like Headbutt and Block, which helps get rid of the players on top of the burrow. Otherwise, he doesn't have much to um, stop the opponent from standing on top of it. Right now, though, we saw Yan's boosting Lights, Tech immediately, and then he boosts Tunnel Vision before Advance 2. Pretty good boost. Um, it can actually threaten a whole variety of mix-ups here, because Mole Knight does have a range 1 Ignore Guard. So yeah, MiX playing Ken. Maybe he wants to redeem himself because his Ken hasn't won a game yet. He's been trying though, so maybe we will see Ken win today. Actually forgot about this boost. That's really good. Before Advance 2. Yeah, the burrow has the before effect. If your burrow is unoccupied, advance or retreat until you're in this space. So obviously a burrow on top of Moon Knight doesn't do a thing for him right now. He does have tunneling, which allows him to basically key charge. I guess it adds this to gauge if Moon Knight is on top of the burrow. Now MiX at a loss of what to do against before Advance 2. Boost light, okay. Well, Moon Knight can initiate here if he wants to. Before Advance 2 essentially is pseudo +2 speed. Because you're playing range 1 at range 3 right now. So it's up to Jans whether he wants to do. If Jans does initiate, still a mix up, though a mix up in his favor. Puts the bro on top of him? Interesting. Passes the turn to Ken and just preps. That means Ken could probably just assault for free here if he wishes. I say for free because it's not free, but he'll pretty much basically guarantee a hit if he assaults here. Unless Mole has EX Burrow Dig or EX Grasp, which would be speed 8 before Advance 2. Alright, we see Ken striking here. Does Molna have EX in response? Okay, it's just a before advance to block. Okay. Okay, interesting. Well, knee bash doesn't really do much here. It does 5 damage, but could have been worse for Mole Knights. Okay, fully blocks it with spending an Ultra. I think Mole Knight has spent 2 Ultras so far, Cave In and Erupts, I'm pretty sure. Okay, puts the burrow behind him. I mean, behind Ken, rather. Mole Knight can put the burrow behind him. Range 3 either direction. So Mole Knight can do some funny things like before retreat into like range 4 or 5 and play block push. Range 1 for Mole Knights. Oh, interesting. Quick attack plus 1 speed on strike. Could be cross. This is telegraphic cross here. If he thinks it's cross, he can block push or hard call it out. Okay, plays the second block. Okay, well, this is fine for Mole Knight. Gets gauge. Mole Knight, when he reaches, likes to exceed as usually as quick as he can because at 4 gauge, his burrow can be placed, I think, range 2, 3, 4, and gets also a plus 1 or 2 power boost, I think. Let me check. Actually, I haven't seen Mole Knight so long, so I haven't. I don't remember his exceed side that well. Mole Knights. Let's check the database. Okay, yeah, plus 2 power. All right. Sweeps a card. Oh, pretty good. Sweeps away a Shinryuken. And Mole Knight's one card away from 1 gauge away from exceeding. But yes, when he exceeds, he not only does he have more flexibility with the burrow, but he gets plus 2 power if he uses the burrow. So very good exceed side, even though it's quite expensive. Mole Knight's Ultras are pretty good as well. Erupt has a very disgusting delta of 10 delta of 8 power, 2 armor. Cave In can sometimes just win outright because the opponent cannot move in the range of his attack. So pretty good ultras. Ken in the corner here, not the best spots. Um, and lost 1 Shinryuken, so he will have to find another if he wants to cash in 11 damage. Light striking again. Ken is down a sweep of focus, a knee bash. He's running out of slows. Oh, Guren. Interesting. Wow. I haven't seen MiX play this ultra that much, but just to get out of the corner, okay. Mole Knight will take 3, and Ken will take 4. Yes. Should be 20. Yep. Okay, there's a bit of lag there. Interesting. I've actually never seen. I've seen MiX hardly ever play this ultra because he seems to value True Master a lot, but usually to get out of the corner is not a bad idea, I will say. Also, heavily punishes cross if Mole Knight was doing that. Alright, Mole Knight has enough gauge to flip, so he does it immediately. I think when he flips, he can immediately place the burrow. No, he cannot. Okay. He can do the burrow action on a later turn. I thought he had an exceed kicker, but he does not. In case you don't know if you don't know what an exceed kicker is, some characters have an effect that immediately happens when they exceed. Mole Knight has no such effects. He just makes his burrow stronger. All right, so I would say even life totals, but I would say Mole Knight is winning because he's already unlocked his exceed side quite quickly. And yeah, he's in a very good spot here. All right, Ken steps away. But Mole Knight doesn't really care about this. He can just place his burrow range 2, 3, 4. He will overdraw if he does, but not a big deal. The opponents can't really get away from Mole Knights. But Ken being at this range does mean he kind of gets a free Hadoken. Well, not free either, because block push has 6 guard. Okay, so Jans can choose which range he wants the burrow to be at, depending on what's in his hand, what mix-ups he could threaten. I think it is correct to put the burrow somewhere useful and just discard a card that you don't really care about. Oh, interesting. It wants to cross it. Okay. Crossing into range 2 can be tricky because you're down your dominant range 2 option. Wow, immediately boost True Master. Hopefully Jans has attack. Yeah, I haven't seen Jans have attack, draw attack yet. Yep, attack immediately. Good. Get that out of the way. So now Ken has no more True Masters. This is best boost, so definitely get rid of that. Alright, Ken boost to range 1. Only can put his burrow. Okay, puts his burrow right behind him and has to discard down 1. Probably get rid of something like Spike. Burrow dispositioning is a little bit weird because it doesn't change his effective range. However, I guess that means his range 1 options are just that good. That he doesn't mind teleporting to Burrow just for +2 power. Okay, Ken boosting Armor Guard. Makes sense. Interesting that he dropped the Burrow Dig, one of his range 1 ignore guard options. He dropped Burrow Dig while placing the Burrow at range 1. Does maybe he has another? Second Burrow Dig with +2 power would be cheeky. So if Jans wants to use the Burrow, the mix-up here is second Burrow Dig or simply a fast. Can Mix call it out? Oh, Mix just plays a Grasp, okay. Alright, this will be a 6 power Belly Slide, pretty good. Actually, no, he can deny. Well, oh, he can before advance 1 and then teleport to the Burrow. Yes. Take 5 damage and draws a card. Not bad. So MiX tried to grasp it onto the burrow to deny the +2 power because Molnite will only get a +2 power if the burrow is unoccupied. The belly slide guarantees it in this position. Because Molnite can simply choose the order of the 4 effects. Pretty good play. Now Ken is down on life and only 2 gauge to his name right now. Ken still has both axe kicks up. Can be pretty good for the late game. Both players looking at the discards, at their available options. Crit strike. Oh, wow. While Mix is playing mix-ups. Crit axe kick, a crit shoryuken, or a spicy tatsu. Or this. Okay, nice. Baits out the EX grasp. Nice. Nice play from Mix there. The crit knee bash at range 1. And gets rid of Moonlight's EX grasp. That's good trade and also removes a pretty good option for him. However, Moonlight still has 2 copies of Burrow Dig, so Moonlight's grass likes are still in play. Now that was superbly played by Mix, I will say. I don't see Mix going for cheeky plays like this often, but this was a good way to bait out options from Moonlight there. I guess the EX from Moonlight is pretty telegraphed by how much he's favoring range 1 right now. Alright, both players sitting on a bunch of cards. Moonlight, if he wants to strike from the burrow, will retreat to range 3. Oh, interesting. Alright, tunneling goes to range 3 on top of the burrow, and then gets gauge. So I guess he's threatening his ultras right now. Cave and Interrupt are still alive. Interesting, he gave the Ken range 3. Could mean Molnat has EX Assault. I don't think I've seen Molnat play an Assault yet. EX Assault or yeah, range 3 with these ultras and EX Assault looking pretty good here. Wonder what MiX is thinking about doing now. Could just take the manual at move action to range 2. Range 2 or range 1. He could move, he could boost lights. You could do a reading here. There's a few plays available to him. Okay, just choose to move to range 1. Makes sense to me. Mole Knight's down both grasp. Ken has Shoryukens and axe kicks on deck. And even a Tatsu. And Mole Knight not able to take advantage of his UA. Well, does he have before? Okay, he could belly slide with his UA. Never mind. He can advance 1 and then teleport. That's pretty good. Okay, so this is telegraphic belly slide. Could be range 1 dive as well, maybe. Yeah, range 1 dive is funny as well. Okay, plays a burrow dig. Okay, will only be 3 damage though. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know if if Yan's burning all of his range 7 options is the right way to go. Will it come back to bite him? Now he only has 1 burrow dig left. I feel like Yan's is exposing himself a lot of risk by dropping all these options. Alright, +2 speed makes sense. Pretty much gives Ken a free axe kick here. Or a spike. I think 1 spike is still available. Spike, Tatsu, axe kick. Putting further pressure on Yan's here. Is he going for a reading? Oh, he is. Will it land? Reads focus, I don't think. Oh, actually, I think MiX has already played a focus. No focus from MiX. This reading play could cost Yans. Focus is telegraphing a spike from Yans here. Spike or cross would be funny. Either way, it looks like MiX probably could just get a guaranteed spike and just win. Yep. Will take 5 for his troubles. Uh-oh. Suddenly MiX is winning. MiX has 4 gauge. He has the life lead. And Yans is running out of grass to defend himself when MiX inevitably Shinryukens him to the face. Okay, Burning Passion makes sense. Very good boost. Makes the axe kick 7 speed when he crits. And if Yans doesn't want to get hit by an axe kick, he's forced to burrow and burn his last 7 speed option. Yeah. I guess Yan still does have Cave in to stop Axe Kick. Cave in can be annoying to prevent Ken from moving. I think is Yan's down both readings? Maybe just one, I'm not sure. Goes to range 3. I gotta check whether Yan's is down. Okay, he's down both readings, okay. And MiX still has 1. Alright, Ken just walk into range 2, no problem. Stonewall +2 armor +2 guard. Interesting. +2 armor won't help against an axe kick, but perhaps the +2 guard will. Will it? Hmm. Maybe he's trying to. Oh, maybe he's giving. Is it Caven? That's what he's trying to. Yeah. Okay. And MiX parries it exactly. Good call. Caven was the option that he was trying to basically guarantee. 5 armored Caven will beat a lot of things. Caven's pretty good. It's not bad at all. Uh-huh. But now Ken doesn't have to worry about it anymore. Moonlight's actually Moonlight went from winning to now he's in trouble. Actually in deep trouble. I mean, what's gonna stop Ken from Shinryukening him? Alright, Burrow. Okay, could be hmm. It could be a slow. Okay, just a Burrow sweep. Burrow sweep is pretty good. Burrow sweep or Burrow cross is like the mix up here. Basically means that if Ken comes in and axe kicks him, Mole Knight will at least be able to get out of Shinryuken range, which is very important. Maybe, oh, is he doing erupts? Oh, erupts could also be a fun play as well. 10 damage erupts, has enough guard to survive 1 axe kick. Does not have enough guard to survive 2 an EX axe kick. And I feel like MiX is really tempted to mash EX axe kick right about now. But will he do it? Actually, wait, why is okay. EX, oh, never mind. Erupt has 7 guard because of this boost. Yeah, not bad either. Okay, crit. Okay, single axe kick will do. It's either like an erupt or a sweep. Nice lag. What? It's a headbutt. Oh no. Oh no. That's not a good play. Well, unless you want a hard call out mix spiking, that feels this feels like a gamble that was not necessary. And now he has to spend force and Ken's at range 1. Yeah, this looks like this could be a wrap. Yans is lagging out the wazoo. Nice 999 ping. Okay, his ping is settling down to somewhat normal levels. Okay. Can he move now? Oh, no, man, he got it. Okay. And now it's Ken's turn. Okay, well, he's in trouble. Quick attack. Quick attack, Shinryuken is all but guaranteed if he wants to just let it rip. EX grasp down, one burrow dig down. There's nothing to stop it. If he chooses to do quick attack, Shinryuken. And if Mole Knight blocks, oh, +2 power? Oh, huh. +2 power. Why? Does this give Mole Knight a chance to get out? Mm, well, I guess it means that a crit axe kick is lethal. Yeah, it means so yeah, Senpai axe kick would make things lethal. I guess that's what he's doing here. But I think Yan still has all right. Yeah, he's a good game. Yeah. You gave you should not have given Ken a turn there. Oh, wow, was I wow. Okay, I'm stupid. He doesn't have Shinryuken. But you know what? Okay, you know what? I lost track, but hey. I was still correct in that Yan's blowing all his 7 speed options screwed him over. Um, yeah, made made from a losing game to for Ken to a winning one. Just because Yan's dropped burned the EX grat. That third would mix crits, what is it? Knee bash? Crit knee bash into the EX grasp of defense. That was a key turn. Very key turn. Yeah, congrats to Mix winning with Ken. Very close game. I think Jans could have taken another win against Mix's Ken if he didn't drop all his options, unfortunately. But you live and you learn. All right, now we get to see which What character did they choose next? Mole Knight's still available, and can can no longer be picked. Okay, Yan's going to Polar. I think Yan's does main Polar or likes Polar, either one. So it should be pretty interesting. Oh, Vega. This could be tricky for Vega. Polar Knight can place Ice Spikes. Well, Vega's good enough. The good thing is that Vega has a decent amount of mobility to maneuver around Ice Spikes, but at the same time, Polar Knight has a 1 to 7 sweep for some reason that does extra damage when opponents in the edge of the arena. That's kind of dumb. Um, Polar Knight's a good character. All right, Polar Knight. Okay, did Mole 5. All right, doesn't like his opening hand. Okay, so Polar Knight has a few opening plays available to him. He can just prep. Polar Plow is pretty damn free turn 1. All right, just use the prep. Makes sense. How long's recording time? All right, 38 minutes. All right, we got some time. Okay, CPAD might be joining us in 15 plus minutes. Yeah, my bad on the commentary last game. I actually totally forgot that both Shinryukens were dropped. That was a very big blunder on my part. All right, Vega, um, classic retreats to the edge of the arena, has access to Barcelona, so Polar Plow is not free at all. Barcelona will just pop it. The 6 guard is not enough. Polar Knight could boost Arbor Guard to contest it. So Polar Knight should probably either move in or boost defend if he has it. Moving in against Vega in the corner, moving in is actually pretty good because it limits a lot of his options. Like Scarlet Terror will still always be pretty damn fast if he crits at 6 speed, but otherwise he doesn't have much options. The opponent's like in his face. Besides Pounce, Pounce is very strong, monstrous like a super sweep, especially when it crits. But like it turns off Rolling Crystal Flash. It turns off Barcelona, Scarlet Terror, only gets 6 speed on the crits. And Sky Claw, yeah, I mean Sky Claw is also uh, not that good. It's a mix-up option, but not good when opponent's in your face. All right, plays dashing through. Oh, actually, I haven't seen that boost played that much, but wow. Advance or retreat up to 6? What the fuck? Oh, pardon my French. He just has so much mobility with this. Wow. All right, moves to range 2, and then Vega understandably boosts lights. Doesn't really need sweeps when you got super sweep. And lights. Well, Skyclaw only does 6 damage right now. Okay, Polar Knight will match Vega's lights. Hmm. I wonder if Polar Knight should have moved to range 1 instead of range 2. Range 2, I mean, Polar Knight is not really good at range 2 except for Stomp. And Stomp does 0 damage with no ice spikes, so not sure why Yan's moved to range 2. I guess he has a cross. Alright, Shattering Stomp. Makes sense. Put 2 ice spikes on top of Vega. And Vega just gets the F out of there. High jump. Wow, very good card. I mean, very good boost. It's a key charge movement. That's always good. That's just like a fights boost where he is it advance or retreat too, and you don't move past the opponent added to gauge. Some of that. Just that action compression plus key charge is really strong. Like, yeah, the key charge is conditional, but it's very easy to make happen, especially when you're playing Vega. The opponent wants to close it onto you. Okay, Polar Knight striking. Opponent gets the advantage of winning speed tides here. Okay, Vega defends on curve. Oh no. No, no, no. That sweep was not good. Um, no reason for Vega not to cross out there, to be honest. Oh, I guess I put Ice Spike. Yeah, I almost forgot about that. But yeah, no reason for Vega not to cross out. I mean, even if Polo Knight plays his own cross, Vega's just like, okay, whatever. Your cross goes first, but I still get a retreat 3. Like, that was just a free cross for Vega. Range 5, that's just Shovel Slam. I mean, Snowplow? Yeah. Polar Plow. Polar Plow will only do 2 damage. So not a good trade, but Polar Knight does get positioning and an Ice Spike. Yeah, Polar Knight losing both sweeps this early. Losing both sweeps and yeah, not good. Vega boosting +2 power. Oh, Vega has access to Bloody High. Bloody Clock does a ton of damage, and on hit allows it to move anywhere. However, oh, I guess Stomp is a thing though, however. Stomp will definitely do the trick and stop Bloody High Claw from going off. Oh, striking. Could this be... Alright, EX cross. Okay. Polar Knight will lose out on positioning, but does win combat. Polar Knight loses out on positioning because Polar Knight will be sitting at range 5, and he's already done one Polar Plow. Okay, plays Ice Spike there, because why not? There's a couple out of position Ice Spikes here for Polar. I think Polar can, if Polar gets the third gauge, he can flip and reposition the Ice Spikes and get +3 power. I think Icicle Drop could be a very good, well, ooh, Boost Claw, right? Critical, auto crits, and extra rage, very good. Very good boost. Um, Clean up, he does have to spend one force to sustain it though. Assuming he's not stunned. Actually, Icicle Drop is not that good in this matchup, never mind. Vega has too much movement. Unless Polo Knight covers enough spaces with Ice Spikes that Vega can't really avoid it. Yeah, this auto crit plus extra range is really good. Turns on, at range 5, it turns on so many things. Turns on Pounce, turns on Sky High Claw, Barcelona, Scarlet Terror. Wow, it turns on Splendid Claw? Yeah, Splendid Claw is also an option here as well. Yeah, really, really good boost. Oh, and Polar Knight being out of crosses is very relevant because it means that he can't just simply retreat 3 out of all his problems. Yeah, I like MiX striking there earlier with the cross to get rid of EX cross or bait out Stomp, whichever. Because sometimes you just want to force the opponent to lose their options, take a little bit of damage, whatever. And then once their options are down, you can really punish them. I mean, Vega with 3 gauge can punish anyone hard because Vega's ultras are monstrous. Splendid Claw is like a super, it's like a dive like with sweep properties, super sweep. Bloody High Claw just does a bunch of damage every position. Very strong ultras. And now Yan seems to be stumped. No easy answers for him here. Perhaps what Yan should do is move closer. Maybe he has to move back, spend force to move back in as much as he doesn't like to. This turn is taking a while. Well, it's understandable, I guess. Claw is a good boost. Claw is scary. Vega's an expensive character because both his boosts need force to sustain, but very powerful in terms of damage and the mix-up potential. And Vega's set play is also quite good as well. Vega just has a bunch of big red numbers. Okay. And Polar Knight moved to range 3. Interesting. I guess turn on Shovel Drop. Shovel Drop is an option here. Shovel Drop assaults are still up for Polar Knights. A few things here. Yeah. EX Shovel Charge. Okay, Vega just takes the time to prep. So it's okay. Claw is still up for you to worry about. The extra range. Still very relevant here. Oh, interesting. Parries and something. Parries the other copy of Bloody High Claw. Doesn't want to deal with Bloody High Claw from range 3. Doesn't have it. However, it does have EX Pounce. Scary stuff. Alright, MiX immediately parries focus. Snipes it. Makes sense. 2 blocks. Yep, sensible play. Um, Yans could have the other reading. And other reading into something like Spike. Just to stand out. Um, yeah, the hand's still known for MiX. So could just do a focus into Spike or something to get rid of Claw, since it doesn't sustain when stunned. But looks like Yans does not have another reading, or else he probably would have played it by now. Now Yans is again pondering what to do. MiX has 6 speed Scarlet Terrors, has Giga Ultra Sweep. Barcelona's not a thing right now. Well, actually it is a thing. Advance far as possible and close 1. Range 1 to 3. Never mind. Barcelona can still hit for 7 power. Yeah, tough situation for Jens. Has to contend with mix-ups. Probably has no. Polo Knight is a good character, solid, has a bunch of ice spikes to cover to litter the board. But as far as boosting stats is concerned, Polo Knight basically has nothing. There's reach and overpower, which are both now strikes. But yeah, he's so dependent on ice spikes. That's the thing about this character. Without ice spikes, he could brawl pretty well, but like with ice spikes, he doesn't really have a UA. Snow Slash and Block and are both good size of this card. Give him armor. But yeah, it's Not sure what Polo Knight's gonna do here. Probably just maybe move closer. Maybe move to range 1? No. No, range 1 is not good. I mean, Pounce destroys Polar, right? Maybe Polo Knight just mashes dive here. I mean, maybe mashes dive here, take the L if he decides to Scarlet Terror, beat everything else. But then he puts himself in the corner. I don't know. If he has a dive, he probably should have just teched Claw to begin with. Yans is sweating profusely. Okay, decides to prep. Right. All right, he will discard 1. Prepping's okay here. Maybe force Mix to do something. Maybe you can dig for a second focus. Shell drop makes sense. Not gonna do anything for you here against these. Yep, entirely reasonable to get rid of this. Ooh, Avalanche though. Avalanche is so expensive boost, but if you really need +2 power, +3 power, now strike, then this is an expensive way to do it. Hell expensive boost though. So 1 force and cost to gauge to take interaction. Right, Mix's turn. Could do something like Repel Leap. Maybe Dancer Step. Maybe just strike here with the mix-up. Alright, tries to get rid of second focus, aka reading. Um, but doesn't get it. I think this play makes sense. Just, I mean, even if you don't get second reading, just hand info is very good. So that hand info is very strong. Vega will know what he can just play and be happy with. Looks like Polo Knight does have Snow Slash. Okay, Reach spends the known assault and strikes. Okay, could be. Oh. Okay, never mind. Takes it back. If he did do reach there, he could try to mix up. I mean, stomp. Well, I mean, there's not much of a mix up. Stomp versus Snow Slash, I guess, is the mix up. But like they both like. I mean, that just means Vega will just gets to pounce for free, right? None of them beat pounce, especially not crit pounce. And the scary thing about Vega is that there's nowhere to run from him. It's like, oh, your natural instinct is just, okay, I don't want to deal with Vega's scary options. I'm just gonna backstep all the way back. But then Vega just comes with Barcelona and wrecks your face. It ain't easy. Snow Slash is a good card against Vega though. Pushes Vega away. Well, the main the main the main thing Snow Slash is good for is that it's the ultra block and a lot of Vega stuff closes. So this will kind of pretty much guaranteed 2 hits. Wow, a full hand of cards at 2 ultras and no good plays. I mean, Polar's a good character, but I'm telling you, his boosts are nuts. Well, he just plays a free bounce, yeah. Okay. Plays a shovel charge. Int Interesting. Reach shovel charge just to get rid of to basically um draw a card and push up to 2. Okay. Oh, I see. Gives him more options. Yeah, that was a good play. Gives him more options. Um, does 5 damage. Pounce will go off guaranteed, but yeah, Reach Shovel Charge basically meant that Vega's not gonna play Scarlet Terror unless he's crazy. So it's pretty much the that's the best play Yans could do in that situation, I'm pretty sure. Just get get the damage, get some card draw. Alright. Alright, Vega moving spends a force to move to the corner. Makes sense. Wants to get that juicy +2 power. Oh, it boosts Fierce. Okay, so gearing up for a Snow Slash, potentially. However, Vega can still has plays to bait it out. Vega, ooh. Vega flip. Not too often you see that, but +3 power, +1 speed is very monstrous indeed for specials and ultras. Will make Snow Slash expensive as hell. Because, Polo Knight would spend some good amount of force to stop the Vega damage. Yeah, and shuffling his hand 3 times for good measure. Dangerous to pass the turn to Vega. Maybe the play here is just to strike with Snow Slash. And there's not much Vega can do to stop it other than spike, dive. Well, you get Barcelona out of the corner. That's another thing as well. I mean, Barcelona away from the Snow Slash. But I mean, at this point, I think Vega's just gonna. No, I think Pounce is just too free. Pounce is. Yeah, Pounce is 8 power. 8 power, 2 armor. Discards a card at random to tax Snow Slash even more. And the worst part is that Snow Slash is only 6 power with Fierce, so Pounce won't even get stunned. So Vega keeps Claw. It's no good. Wait. Oh, Ice Cold Drop's not even available to him. It's too fast. If he wants to, if he could Ice Cold Drop, bait Vega to pouncing, and then Vega moves onto Ice Spike. Wait, Vega's plus one speed. Yeah. Okay. Play here can just be to Ice Cold Drop. Pounds is 3 speed. Walks into an Ice Spike. Ooh. Ooh, could be a very spicy turn here. I mean, he does have Stomp, a 2-power Stomp, to answer the fast side of the mix-up. Ice Cold Drop. No. No. Bro, that was your chance. You think Mix will account for his +1 speed that loses to Ice Cold Drop? Oh, I'm so upset. I'm so upset. Well, he probably lost the game. Pounds just feels too free. I would have coomed over my seat. Oh well. I like how Mix was like, wait a sec, Ice Cold Drop loses 2 pounds. Oh. Then he remembers the +1 speed he gave himself. Yep. Well, Mix kind of dodged the bullet there. Could have eaten 12 damage. Could have. But now it is Polo Knight's turn to. Yeah, Polo Knight's just sad now. Played Stomp to think that maybe Mix would dive or Scarlet Terror. But no. Mix just placed the pounce because he felt, okay, it seems very free here. Even if it lands into Snow Slash, it seems pretty free. But yeah. Oh well. Well, Polo Knight can still win uphill climb, but Vega's no longer in the corner, and Polo has +2 power. Maybe I should have moved, perhaps. Okay, so it could be an Ultra. It's like a mix-up. Polo Knight is a mix-up between his Ultras and some fast options like Grasp. Anything, really. Polo Knight could just throw a whole bunch of things here, and Vega has to hold it. Wow. Range 1 Assault is spicy. This game is actually like the most exciting in this whole set, probably. Just so the possible interactions. And now, Yans will have. Yeah, and now Yans has advantage. Catching up 6 power assaults, pretty good. Cannot place an ice spike because the only available spot was the ice spike behind him, and it's already occupied. Oh, sorry. Just saw this. Okay, CPAT's coming in. Okay, Polo Knight flips. I think that makes sense. He had to gauge to spare. Can plop more ice spikes. Think carefully about the last one. Okay, choose to keep the 2 ice spikes in the other side. I guess if Vega moves to the other side, he will get the +2 power. Um, maybe should have moved this ice spike. I'm not sure though. Yeah, this game is kind of taking a long time because Jans was taking a bunch, but it's a cool game. I feel like both players had to take some risky stuff. All right, move 3. Ah, move 3 out of the corner. Gets claw. Yep, makes sense. Puts the ice spike at range 3 just because I think Vega has 2 move 3 boosts. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. However, getting that claw makes things tricky for Polar because Vega has extra range auto crit again. Strikes anyway, maybe with a Polar Plow or Polar Plow. Oh, just text it. Okay, never mind. I think that makes sense. Okay, perhaps. Ooh, Vega staying on top of the ice spike. I guess Vega could do something like cross out. Well, no, he can. Vega still has crits. Crit Scarlet Terror. It's a 1 of 4, 3/6 when crit, which is actually crazy. But it costs a gauge, obviously. But crit Scarlet Terror is still a panic button for Vega if he doesn't want to take +3 power. Crit Scarlet Terror, crossing out could also work, but Polar Plow still catches it and will punish him hard. So probably Vega's just gonna mash crit Scarlet Terror if Polar Knight initiates, if anything. Okay, gives him the discard and decides to reshuffle. Okay, I think Polar Knight's deck was getting low. A lot of his options were down. This makes sense. Man, my hands are cold. Maybe Vega should just take the corner here and just Barcelona, whatever. Oh, strikes. Okay. Range 3 mix up. Oh, spicy dive. I guess Polo Knight was maybe out of his salt likes. I'm not sure. Okay. However, it lands on top of an ice spike. Maybe. I assume Mix has a follow-up play. Maybe not. Oh my. That's a 8 power dive. Okay, well suddenly Polar Knight has life lead. Wow. It's fine. It's fine. Vega still has positional advantage with Polar Knight's back in the corner. And I think Polar Knight still has block push. I feel like he even has 2 of them. You don't do those ultras like whole game. Yeah, Vega has to make sure to not die to block Snow Slash, Icicle Drop, Polar Plow. And now Polar has taken the corner from, I mean, yeah, Polar has stolen the corner from Vega. Very rude. Alright, striking. Could be cross, could be just range 1 slow. That's the mix-up, right? Maybe even grasp. Hmm, no. Grasp still loses to Snow Slash in this positioning. Okay, Polar Plow will trade with the focus. Vega will take 3. Uh, Polar will take 4. Gets to play Ice Spike somewhere. Okay, places it. Range 3 behind Vega? Makes sense. Or range 2. Hmm, range 2, huh? I assume Vega has blocks, or else he wouldn't be standing so confidently here. It's come to this kind of weird standstill where Polar is lording over Snow Slash. Alright, Vega boosting +2 speed. Makes sense. Gives access to 8 speed cross. I mean, even Splendid Claw could be like a good Hail Mary. But no, I mean, still loses to Snow Slash, that's the thing. Snow Slash is just block on steroids. Block on steroids and 4 power, which is, you know, enough to kill Vega at this point. Polo Knight being down both Polo Plows is pretty big. It means that excuse me, I was yawning. Means they cannot catch cross unless he plays Shovel Drop, which is quite a call out card. Shovel Drop's the only thing that catches cross here. All right, Shattering Storm places it range 3 and range 1. Range 3 behind Vega, rather. Okay, Vega loading up on Mask. Five power shovel drop will kill if Polar makes the read. Shovel drop, Snow Slash. It's like the mix up here. Obviously, Ice Glow drop. Ice Glow drop will be good here as well. There's a whole bunch of mix-ups available right now. As long as Snow Slash is up. Oh, well, Snow Slash cannot kill with the +1 armor now. That's important. Actually, it can. Never mind. There's Ice Spike on top of him. I'm stupid. Will Pole Knight just throw a mix-up here and try and win that way? Maybe he can go for a reading. Maybe read something like Grasp into Ultra. Or if you think Vega's a cross, then just read Cross into Ultra or into Shovel Drop or Icicle Drop to punish him. EX? Oh. Okay, there we go. Now we're letting it rip. Is Mix dead here? Oh. Mix merely pretended to have the cross, but does not actually have it. Uh-oh. Mix was telegraphing cross with the lights, but was all a ruse. EX Bloody High Claw? Oh, right. I forgot Bloody High Claw moves up to 8i up. Very good play. Wait, is he dead? No, he's not dead. It's only 6 power. 6 power minus 3 armor. Yep. And Vega gets to flee. Wow, really good play. Yeah, I forgot Bloody High Claw. Yeah, Bloody High Claw does indeed get the job done. Light pretty much guarantees to hit, and he can just move to a very safe position. Wait, Ice Drop has after advance up to 3? What the fuck? Like, why? It makes no sense. Why does it have advance after advance up to 3? Like, this is clearly meant to be like, okay, 10 delta big card that hits you full board if you're on Ice Spike. But it just has a random ass after advance up to 3. Like, what? That's so whack. Anyway, that uh 8 speed Bloody High Claw, very good. At this point, you don't care about the plus power, you just care about using the hit effect to get away. He doesn't sustain the mass though. Doesn't at only 2 HP, I guess he doesn't need the um reading grasp. Oh, was grasp known? Uh oh. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of oh this is wait, how much power is this? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 power? That's insane. Sheesh. Sheesh. Yeah, Snow Slash. Because Polo Knight has burned so much resources with the Icicle drop play. There's not enough resources to have enough armor for Snow Slash against a 11 power Barcelona. Yeah, crazy. Good game. That was a good game. Intense game. And now Street Fighter is pulling ahead. Ken and Vega have both taken wins. Is this the end for? Well, it's not the end, obviously. It's far from the end, but rather, is this the beginning of the end for season 4? Why does this have aftermath up to 3? Why? Why? Polo Knight's just so excessive when it comes to his effects. Like, he has so many effects that are just like optional. Oh well. Well, that was how Polo Knight was. Clearly, they wanted Polo Knight to be a very special boy. Yeah, very nice win from the Vega. Vega using all his movement shenanigans to evade all these spikes. And a very nicely done, well identified checkmate from MiX there with the Barcelona. Because yeah, that EX crit exceeded Vega. Barcelona is ridiculous. There's nothing to be done. Okay, now I'm intrigued as to what Jans and MiX will pick. Will Jans go back to a character he has lost earlier today, or will he bring out someone new? I'm guessing MiX now will play Chun-Li. This is my prediction. Oh, it's Cammy. Never mind. Ooh. Cammy's got some good stuff against Polar, I will say. Dives are good against Polar. Cammy's a lot of movements as well, and movement-related shenanigans. Cammy has CQC to not get nuked by Polar Knight at range 1. Uh, Slides a godlike boost, very scary. Dive kick is also a similarly really good attack. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. But Cammy can definitely weave around Poe Knight's setups for sure. And Jens wants to play Polar again to redeem himself. And the timing of the recording is now hit the 1:30 mark, okay? It's about halfway there. Okay, prep turn 1, makes sense. But we see Cammy boosting slide. Boosting slide turn 1's a very common play from Cammy. As player 2, so is crossing into range 1 also seems okay. Perhaps MiX is playing Cammy to celebrate Cammy's reveal in Street Fighter 6. Oh, interesting. Parry's focus, wants to get rid of a reading, and wants hand information if he doesn't get it. Makes sense. Parry focus from Jans, maybe? Nope. Does have slide, but wanted to get the hand info first. Alright, wants to get rid of Snow Slash. Understandable. However, MiX will have to be content with having no blocks. That's okay. You probably don't want blocks against Polar. Polar has like shovel drop for ignore armor. Blocks are just meh. I agree. I think getting rid of Snow Slash is pretty important. The Ultras is really dumb. Well, it's like expensive-ish, but just having blocks that deal damage is very good. Just no sell a bunch of the opponent's attacks and hit back. Oh, interesting. Overpower plus your power now strike. Is this just a plus 2 power dive? Oh, you could just avoid it with dive kick, right? Unless it mixes so this is like a mix up between dive and like a slow. Wait, dive and sweep. That's a funny mix up. I'm pretty sure, yes, he prepped once. Okay, so Polar Knight immediately forcing a high octane mix up turn 1 is MiX. If MiX thinks it's a dive, he can dive kick out of the way. If MiX thinks it's a sweep, you can just punish it. with a razor's edge, or even just stay there. Oh, Mix got baited. Nice. All right, so Polo Knight wins that mix-up, and Cammy will take 8 damage for her troubles. All right, and now Cammy's down both dive kicks. A good attack and 2 good boosts down the drain. This is already looking like a very good start for Polar Knights. And Polar is at range 2. Well, it's a high risk, high reward, right? I would say high risk because if Polar Knight whiffs, it's so bad. He spends all those resources just to. But high reward because it's friggin'. Alright. Oh, did not change cards in time. Well, just 6 damage. You still have life lead. Almost feels like that. It's not a big deal for Polar at all. I mean, Mix burned 3 cards to do 6 damage. Uh, oh, is Polar gonna do another mix up here? Yeah, he might. Cross versus Shovel Slam. A high octane mix up. Uh, oh, well, Cannonball. Well, at least, well, think of it this way, Mix. At least you hit. The freaking shovel drop. Opponents cannot move you. OP. Anyway, this is an interesting game so far. The can spike makes sense, just to get Polar out of Cammy's face, play on curve, but foiled hard by the very skillful wall swing. Okay, Polar prepping the Fool. Looks like the cross is still sitting in his hand. Oh, you know what? I guess CPAT didn't want to join us. Sad. Just be me then. Sweep. He had the EX sweep. Cannot stun. Well, at least he gets to hit with Shovel Slam. Shovel Slam does 5, no? Should deal, yeah. 6, actually. Alright, and Sweep will indeed grab a card. Oh, good pull. Okay. Good thing Mix had EX Sweep. Because if he had just one sweep, Shovel Slam would stun him. Alright, 6 versus 11 HP. Things have stabilized. Cammy has ways to win for sure. Not that much life down. CQC is online. Unfortunately, Gyro Drive is not really a threat here because it's only gonna do 5 damage. Cammy wants to do a Gyro Drive play, she has to be in the corner, not in this position. No, Mix is thinking. Jiminy Cricket, it's cold in this house. 65. Man. I'll turn on the heater later, I guess. Alright, looks like Cammy move 3 back. Does make sense. Cammy has access to some mix-ups at Rage 4. Gyro Drive, well, Gyro Drive only does 5 damage, but it still works. Because it will make Polar Plow miss. Razor's Edge is a thing. Spiral Arrow. Oh no. The known cross. Oh, oh no. Is that 11 damage Gyro Drive? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh yeah, it does 12 power. Oh no. Oh, Jans, you fell right into it. Oh, Jans. That was a very costly mistake. To be fair, I didn't really see it, but that's because I just almost forgot this existed. This cross was just sort of sitting there, never played, known to mix, and he immediately just exploited it. Exploited it for, yeah. Well, that's certainly a win card for Cammy. Just landed 12 damage gyro drive smasher with a reading. Folks, make sure to get rid of your known normals when the opponent has reading up, especially if they have a good punish. Sometimes, here's the thing about reading, right? To you folks out there, sometimes if you have no normals and the opponent has no good punish with a reading, sometimes you can just leave it in your hand. Sometimes you just don't care. Because just like, for example, a good situation would be like having block at range 1. It's like, okay, my opponent could read this block, but I mean, what are they gonna get out of it? Unless they have ignore armor range 1. That's not, they can't really get too much out of it, usually. So sometimes leaving no normals is okay. But if the opponent has a punish, a very appropriate punish for the no normal with a reading, then definitely get rid of those normals. Change cards, spend his force, do what you have to do. Don't get red and take 12 damage. Unfortunate, literally game-losing mistake from Yans. And now Mix is running away with it. Street Fighter has taken, I think almost half of Street Fighter has won already. Yeah, Ken, Bison, Vega, Dan, Cammy. This has been a bloodbath for season 3. Alright, Yans going back to Mole. Yans was looking pretty good with the Mole against Ken, but kind of threw it away, unfortunately. Just lost his advantage he had over Ken early on, and got rid of a lot of options. It's all good though. You live and you learn. Alright, and Mix playing Ryu. Honestly, a solid choice versus Mole Knights. Ryu can just waddle onto the burrow, no problem. I fully expect the sequence of plays to be Mole Knight puts burrow range 3, Ryu walks forward and draws 1. I fully expect that to happen. But what will happen afterwards will depend on the players. I think if Mix is anticipating this line of play, he should have a hand that's good for range 3. Alright, wait for Mix to mulligan first, and then we'll see what happens. Ryu's range 3 is not a funny matchup. Ryu's range 3 is not too great. Except for Hadoken, crit Hadoken. Well, I guess Tatsu is serviceable sometimes. I mean, I called the turn 1 and turn 2 as well, right? Unless Yans wants to do something tricky. Maybe Yans. Okay, never mind. Okay, he just do this. Wow. Okay. Does Ryu have... Next time name Burrow, correct. Yeah, no reason not to name Burrow there, I'm pretty sure. Alright. Game's going well for Ryu right now. Alright. Ryu takes the long side of the board. The longer side of the board. Mole preps. Ryu does funny shimmy around him. Does the name Burrow? Okay. Range 1 could be anything. Oh no. That was a... Yeah, that was a diving dig, alright. That was just yeah, Yans just let it rip. That was funny. Ooh, Ryu plays second cross. Beats out Mole's cross. Ryu tried to do a big 1-inch punch there to trade really well, but did not work out. Yeah, Ryu can constantly step on the burrow. Subi is near him with his UA just to deny Mole of his mix-up options. I like how Mix immediately recurred it. Alright, +2 power. +2 power Hadoken, threatening, but also can threaten other things. +2 speed. Oh, Ryu just preps. What does Mole have in range 3? Nothing? Cave-in is funny. Is it just cave-in and block push? Yeah. His strike here could be assault or dive. Blocking makes sense. Yep, it's just a dive, on curve dive. Okay, blocks all of it. Fortunately, the fierce is gone, but doesn't worry about lights. All right, Mole puts the burrow behind Ryu, makes sense. Mole can teleport to burrow and strike with a range 2 option, but range 2 options include headbutt, cross, spikes. Could be a few things that he could try in here. EX headbutt? It's not EX cross. Yeah, EX headbutt. EX headbutt just wins against everything, actually. Yep, that's definitely what he's playing. Wait, it doesn't win against everything. Wait, it does. Tatsu doesn't have enough guard. Unless he EX Tatsus. EX Erupt. Oh, never mind. You see EX Body Slide. Okay. Looks like both parties will take... Huh, that was a weird turn. Are headbutts down? Wait, I gotta check now. It could have been headbutt. Okay, so I wasn't wrong. But I didn't expect EX Belly Slide. Alright, Ryu boost Swift. +1/+1. Ooh, Undermine. Forcing Ryu to move off the burrow ASAP. Unless he wants to take 4 damage, or Mole Knight can move one, the burrow one. Hmm. The funny thing is Ryu just retreats one. Then Mole Knight has to move the burrow one space. So move the burrow on top of Ryu or on top of Mole Knight. And both... Actually, he could just... Never mind, he can just choose the first option and just choose not to move the burrow. Okay. So if Ryu moves off of it... Alright, he's gonna move off of it and discard a card. Oh, he can move the burrow one space to chase him. That's funny. That's really funny, actually. But will it be worth it? I mean, Ryu can just keep running away. Or move to range 1. All Mole Knight could have done was keep the burrow range 1 and then just use his UA and strike. But wow. Goes to range 1 and drops attack. Could have tech the speed, but just chooses to go to range 1. Alright, undermine burrow range 2. Okay, it's a headbutt. Makes sense. I love to spend a force, and headbutt does 6 damage. Okay, Ryu does block all of it. And loses a Swift. So, good win for Mole Knight. Could choose to... Ah. Before move there, it could be a block push, could be a dive. Just to mix up here. Interesting. Calling out one will lose to the other, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because if you call out dive with something like an assault, then block push will still do the trick. EX Donkey. Oh, that does that win against both? That wins against both. I'm sad. Yep, that's a 5-speed donkey. Rough. We had the answer to both sides of the mix-up, and now Molet's in trouble. Wow, does 7 power too. 7 power, 5 speed. Yeah, tough to beat. We just preps here, holding the threat of Hadoken and Metsu over Moonlight's head. Wait, yeah, I should draw one more. Correct. Drops the diving dig. Crit Hadoken, makes sense. Moonlight will get engaged, but Ryu doesn't really care because Moonlight dropped all his ultras except for, yeah, he dropped all his ultras. Is he hand striking from Burrow? I didn't pay attention. Crit EX. Man, oh yeah, I guess crit EX Hadoken answers Spike part of the mix-up. Yeah, this is an ugly game. I'm not sure what Yans was trying to do with the before Burrow assault there. I mean, I get that he's trying to play mix-ups, but Hadoken is just so free to hit that I don't see, with Mix having such a massive life lead, I don't see why Mix won't just spam Hadoken. Like, it's just free. It's just a free hit. So why are you going for these mix-ups when, pardon me, mix-ups, when Mix has life lead and Hadoken's on deck? Yeah, that's what you should have done earlier, unfortunately. It's too little too late, though. Only 4 HP to his name. Yeah. So, yeah, when you play mix-ups, I think you have to recognize, like, when you're advantaged and when it's not worth it to go for. In this position, it's just like Ryu has such a big life lead, big resource advantage. Even if he downtrades Vidoken, do you think he's gonna care? He'll just play it. He'll play it all day, every day. So yeah, strange decision from Yans there. I think Yans is folding. I mean, yeah, not his best performance today, unfortunately. Mix kind of running away with this set. No spike. Well, it's game over. Yep, desperation play with the headbutt, with reading. No dice. Very clinical Ryu. Um, I didn't really seem to have any problems, much problems whatsoever. The EX axe kick, the EX donkey kick was a big turn, I will say. I mean, Ryu is a defensive character, so expect him to play defensively and try to dig for EXs. Ryu's all about having strong answers to the opponents when he has resources and good positioning. So he played that very well. And now now half of Street Fighter has won. Street Fighter is 50% on their way to victory. And unfortunately, poor Season 4 Shovel Knight. It's only 2 wins. Excusez-moi. Oh, looks like CPAT will be here to join for the last 45 minutes to an hour. Yeah. So I will call him. One sec.
Hello.
Hey, CPAT.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've looked at an Exceed board. What is this game? It has been months.
Yeah, big break, huh?
Big break. Big break.
But now
So I
you're
know the format, but
back-ish.
what's the score?
Hmm?
What's the score so far?
Street Fighter 6, Shovel Knight 2.
Oh.
Yeah, mix. There were some competitive games yesterday. I mean, the games here are also pretty competitive, but Mix is really riding away with it today with Season 3.
I see. Is it like character selection or is it outplaying? I mean, like for example, that last matchup like that I saw was what Ryu Mole, right? And that matchup seems a little rough for Mole now.
Could be, could be, just because repositioning.
I mean,
Um,
repositioning and enough above curve stuff to be annoying.
maybe, but it does
Like
seem more like a player difference overall.
I see. I see.
Like Yans is pretty good, but not good enough.
Not
And
good
he's
enough for Mix.
not good enough. Some,
Not yet. Well, Hans is still pretty new, right? It's like what,
I
less than
think
6 months, something like that.
I would say half a year
Maybe.
he's been playing it, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
I don't know.
But Hans did make mistakes like Jans. I don't even know how to pronounce his name.
I think it's Hans. I think it's Hans. If I remember correctly, it's Hans.
Hans, okay. I'll call him Hans from
Yeah.
now on. But
Have
Hans
we been
left
saying
a
Yans for 8 games?
yeah.
That's
Jans like
okay.
Yam.
That's fine.
But yeah, I mean Hans. I mean he's made costly mistakes also. Unfortunately, like he's left a no normal and ate a 12 damage Jar Jar Smasher. You know,
Oh no.
yeah, mistakes that he should not make, and it's helped. Mix loves it when you make these kind of mistakes.
Yeah. He's uh he's the kind of player that will capitalize on it, especially with his
Playstyle, yeah.
do nothing else playstyle.
Yeah, exactly. Mix preys on you basically slipping up and then he just blows you up, you know.
Moving to range 5 with this is what else hits besides spinning bird?
Spinning
Okay,
Brick
Koken, of
Koken.
course. Oh yeah, of course. There's the fireball. Yeah. Well, the fireball doesn't do a whole lot for guard. What? How much is? Oh, propeller's thing's only four power, right? Cannonball. All right, so the 4 guard is good enough for that, and then obviously spinning bird kick is just an option at 4 guard as well.
Yeah, I mean Cannonball. No, Cannonball does 6 because the push gets tipper
Oh yes,
at
okay.
range 5.
So then, what was this fierce doing?
Just wants to go to range 5. I mean, Bird Kick's still 4 speed, so it's still pretty free.
Um, yeah, okay.
It's free.
Yes. The good one. I got distracted by a Kikoken with no. I mean, Kikoken's good with gauge, but obviously with no gauge,
Nah,
it's
it
less good.
sucks without gauge.
Jetstream.
That's showing a good
Plus 1
boost here.
speed. Yeah, good boost, but I mean, puts him into like a 6 speed assault if you want to outspeed anything that Chun will throw. 5 speed dive maybe to beat the spinning bird kick.
5-speed dive is good, yeah. Mix just prepping here.
The prep
Draws
discard,
assault.
the classic.
He does that a decent amount, more than the average player.
More than I do, you think?
More than you do.
Sad. What a game. What a game of Exceed. What a game
Nope.
in general.
But today's been really exciting. There's some like hype shit that's been happening today. And
Oh yeah.
like Jans could have made a massive play, but then he didn't do it, and I was very upset.
Oh.
He could have done a 2-speed icicle drop to beat the 3-speed pounce because Vega was exceeded. And Vega moves
Oh.
to the ice spike and then gets
Yeah,
destroyed.
Vega moves onto the ice spike and then gets
Yeah,
popped
he
for.
closes onto it and gets destroyed. He could have done that and he didn't. I was
That's
like,
that's
ah,
the second icicle drop that I've seen wanting to be played because Shelby could have done the same thing in that last tournament. Was it Summer Bash?
yeah. It was against Mix too. He could have
Yes,
Shelby could
against
have just
Mix, exactly.
red dive into icicle drop and just destroy him.
Yeah, exactly.
So Mix does it. It disrespects icicle
Mix doesn't get hit
drops.
by icicle drops. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the that's the theory there. Okay, Han's going for it here. This is probably just the 5 speed dive. I don't really see what else this could be.
The counterplay to this is Chun playing focus.
Focus. Yeah, but then you could get popped by Cannonball in theory. Because Cannonball will be 4 speed here.
Yeah.
Although Cannonball, yeah, Cannonball does not get the tipper, right? So just building 4 power.
Is quite good here though, yeah, still. Because of ignore armor.
Yeah. So there's the focus. Let's see what YOLO
Cannonball.
we're operating on.
Nice play.
It is the Cannonball.
Nice play.
Fortunately,
So
he doesn't get the tipper, but that's okay. Still pops the focus, diffuses the fierce as well.
yep, you gotta acknowledge it when the opponent makes good plays.
On the
Yep.
board. On the board. Maybe this is the kind of read that Hans needs to turn the game around. Turn the set around rather.
Yeah, there's a situation where like both play even Mix had been playing mix-ups today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, both players are getting
Well,
pretty frisky
that's the
today.
thing with long sets in general is that you can't play the same way all 20 however many games there are, right?
Yep.
Because that's not optimal, unfortunately. So even a player like Mix would be forced to play mix-ups. I can definitely see that.
Yep, and sometimes you have to bait out certain options from the opponent, and yeah.
Does Cannonball cover everything?
Spinning bird
Yeah,
kick.
no, it doesn't. It still loses spinning bird kick. Yeah, I don't know what this guy's. No, it beats spinning bird kick. Like I can pull 2, miss, advance 2, you miss. I don't think that's a loss for Mix.
Yeah, that's Mix will be fine with that outcome.
But yeah, I don't think it's a loss for Mix, but whatever. Especially because Propeller invested a force boost even with the Jetstream on Propeller Pull, which in and of itself is a very good card.
Purple is OP.
Especially I feel like into a character like Chan, where you just like need to yoink her back, right?
Yeah.
Like even just like Propeller Pull just like at 2 with at 3, not even for the tipper, just like yoink her back
Just
to be able to
get over
trade with
here.
something. Yeah, to trade with something, because otherwise I'm sure it'll trade with something random. I can't think of what, but
Oh, wind
once
stream's
Chun
interesting.
is exceeded, that's no good. So we see the wind stream. before push 1 or 2.
Now this is a boost that you don't see much.
Yeah, it's a little bit of funny boost. I don't even know what he's telegraphing here. Like what, like second propeller pull? I doubt. But what
He's
else?
telegraphing, yeah, propeller pull, headwind.
Add any range 4 option.
Yeah, very funny.
Unless he's trying to bait out the second focus, which I doubt. I doubt, but
Alright, MiX just tracking into this. Probably with spinning bird kick.
assault. I know assault like in the spinning bird kick.
Oh, oh. Wait,
Just okay. So
okay.
Chun. Okay, well
Well, he
first, what
pushed one,
happens
and
is
he's
that
gonna the Chun's gonna end up here
yeah,
regardless. Yeah,
yeah,
correct. Yeah,
Han's
sometimes
a little
MiX
bit slow on
skips.
that.
Sometimes MiX like skips a
Yeah,
step or two because he already knows how it's gonna be.
yeah.
That was a good bait on spinning bird kick. But now what? Prep? Okay.
Prep. I mean, you're at range 4, which is okay for now. Chun does have that range speed 5 option in the flipping axe kick, of course, but outside of that, it's like whatever.
Yeah, both characters are pretty competitive at this range.
Especially now that one spinning bird kicks down. Although we see the power attack boosted, so there's one of the flipping axes down.
Probably has the other.
No, it's EX dive.
Yeah, EX dive. Yeah.
It's EX dive. Oh, boosting
Fierce.
fierce. No like EX headwind available. Oh, that's EX dive for sure. Oh, that's EX dive for sure.
Hmm.
Come on, Hans, don't fall for the EX dive. We saw one, unless he has second headwind, maybe. Could this not be
Headwind.
EX dive? Could it be second spinning bird? I guess. But when you see Chun invest two of these hit, add this card to your gauge, you know she really
Needs to hit.
needs to win this combat. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is
Well,
why I'm thinking it's the EX dive over the spinning bird kick.
I felt like maybe. I don't know if boosting. I felt like maybe boosting fierce was a mistake. Just striking with the rage 4 mix up
Um,
was good. I don't know. I mean, he could have just right second headwinds a
I just
thing.
wish it was I just wish there was an immediate boost follow up to this. That's better than +1 speed, right? There it is. I don't know why it wasn't immediate, but there's something there now.
Yep.
It's like a light here puts so much pressure on Chun-Li. I like this light a lot.
It took a while to decide. I'm not sure why. I
Mm. I
feel
don't
like
know
that's the
what
natural
he
response.
was thinking, because surely Hans did not expect MiX to strike there. So I wonder what Hans was expecting that light took so long to come out. But oh, well, so
Overhead
this is
kick,
what
okay. Well, actually, bird kick.
5 speed, no 5 speed, second spinning bird kick
Nice
at 5
response.
speed at range 5. Propeller has no response except for cross, right?
Cannonball doesn't
Or
work, right?
can you swoop? Cannonball's too slow.
Swoop,
Can you
unfortunately
swoop
doesn't
it?
work.
No, you can't. Can you? No, I don't think there's anything that works. Unless, except for cross, second cross.
Yeah, just
You'll
cross out
dodge it.
again.
Just will.
Wait, wait.
will get his focus crushed. He takes it back.
Okay, good. He took that back very quickly. All right,
Okay,
propeller
that
pull.
propeller pull will at least trade.
Well, fine.
Chun now builds 4 gauge off this.
Yeah, 4 gauge.
Yep. And yeah, MiX is absolutely correct. Almost like that.
That
That
misplay is literally
focus.
just,
Yeah.
yeah, did. He probably might not pull 2 just for 8 power, 8 damage.
Yeah, just for the well, it's gonna be 10 damage, but yeah,
Yeah, 10 damage. Wait, no, it's not 10.
it is 10. No, it's not. It's 8. No, it's not. It's 8. I don't know why I mixed it. I don't know. I trusted MiX. I don't know why. It's like wait, there's no way it's 10 damage. It's only one fiercely. Hold on. Wait, why
You,
did MiX take 10 then? Was he at 28 before?
you got hit by cannonball
Oh no, he was
earlier.
at 26 before.
Yeah.
Oh, so Mix assumed that he'd go for the tipper, or he wouldn't go for the tipper, but Hans
Yeah.
did. Actually, I think putting Chun in the corner might almost be worth. Probably not, just because Chun. Does Chun have movement boosts? No, right? And Chun probably moves out of the corner anyway, but force Mix to spend across. But here
Yeah,
comes the exceed,
probably
and
probably pulling corner, trying the corner is the better
it's
play.
probably worth 2 damage.
Yeah.
I'd consider it at least.
Chun has again Chun has no easy way to advance out of the corner except for
Well,
strikes.
it's also 2 damage for corner and a force technically,
Yeah.
because you get the random pull. So I mean, then the random pull could be worth way more than a force.
All right. Propeller
Okay, we see the
taking
prop
center.
exceed.
Boot to H1.
Yeah, I mean, prop on offense can still do things like advance and strike, but prop on defense is looking worse for wear with the Chun exceed. Although Mix just preps at least.
Yep.
Get up to 7, and you can't escape a prop offense anyway, unless you have like a really powerful boost that makes you win at range 1. So
Right.
it seems okay. Plus, it forces Hans to do something because they're both at 7.
Yep. But prop has good mix-ups. Can just go to range 2 and it can just be whatever he prop
Yeah,
wants. Chun doesn't really have Chun's defense without boost is actually quite crap.
it's not great. Yeah, because she's on curve. She's on curve range 2 with the lightning leads, which is 3 damage. Doesn't do anything.
Yep.
Flipping axe is above curve at range 4. Head stomp is like on or below curve, right? Spinning bird kick are both those down, and then Kikoken is the last one.
And Spinning Bird Kick doesn't work at range 1 either without boost.
Yeah, that is true.
So her defense not great.
I just realized that card is that's Bank's card, or I guess Bank's card is this card, except it's better, right?
Bank's card is which card?
Uh, PBJ is spinning bird kick.
Yeah,
I never
kinda.
made that connection,
Yeah. I mean,
and
they
they're both
both
like
whiff at range 1, yeah.
yeah, and they're both like advance a bunch and then hit like 2 to 5 basically,
Yeah.
2 to 5 slow. Flipping axe probably not going to work against this. Flipping axe does work against this.
Well, it only
I mean,
takes one.
it only deals 1, but Chun does get a gauge.
Well, actually, it's good here because Chun is shorter side of the board.
Yes,
Versus
she's on
shorter
the short
side.
side. Yeah, it's actually really good. Yeah,
No,
the
that Wilson
advance
is perfectly
too.
fine for prop.
Plus, the life lead is looking actually pretty spicy here for Propeller. Propeller can maybe just win off offensive prowess alone here with 7 cards in hand and only 14 damage to deal.
Yep.
Comes the repeating attack, no backstep.
That's interesting.
What is this setting up?
Uh,
I have no idea.
range 1 to 4 sweep? I don't know.
Uh, well, that doesn't matter because Prop would just backstep and then cross if he wants to.
Could be set up like EX Grass or something. Actually, yeah, Chun-Li hasn't played the Grass yet, right? Or, no, she boosted Fierce, never mind.
She played fiercely on like turn, yeah, turn whatever, turn 2.
Yeah,
Hmm.
prop could easily just, well, no, prop goes to range 2, then Chun has the extra range.
Uh,
Windstream again.
Windstream, pushing Chun into a better range than before. Not that that part matters, but it's just funny. What's up with this
Yeah,
Windstream boost, man?
I don't know. I mean, the first one was what, to play across to create more distance? It was weird.
No, I think cross ended up being played because Hans realized that he couldn't escape the mix-up outside of the cross.
Right.
I feel like there was something more there than boost head Windstream play cross for more space. Surely there was more there. Light staying at range 1.
Mm.
Now we have something like a 6 speed dive on the table.
Yep, could be.
Both swing birds are down. Could be like a 7 speed head stomp, I guess. Like weird EX head stomp. No, one head stomp's already gone.
Could be. Yeah, head stomp would be funny, but
I'm
I don't know.
not sure what else it's gonna be.
Before push one or two feels weird here. It's like he's sabotaging himself. Well, I guess he could. I
I
mean, he could set up for a saber lunge here at this positioning, but it's
I just yeah, I don't. I'm not a big fan of before push 1 or 2 either, because just like it's such like a weird, it, like limits your options in a way, right? Of like what threats you're representing. It
yeah,
matters less with the light on the board, but still,
yeah.
I don't know. I basically never boost that. I feel like I boost it if I want to go for a cheeky range 1 spike. That's it.
I guess the option. I guess. Oh, parrying.
Pairing
Oh, okay.
focus.
Okay. So the push is Chun's down both focuses. Pretty sure.
Sure, doesn't improve the setup at all, but I mean, can't get red. Fine. What now to lose the strike? Maybe does mix strike though. Mix surely just boosts again.
Mix can strike here probably with
Right, but I'm saying would mix strike. A lot of people would strike, but would mix strike is the question, and the answer is no.
Okay.
Now representing that 7 speed dive just beats everything.
Yeah, 7 speed dive just beats everything. Before push one or two doesn't even. Yeah, range 7 options are down
It
for
doesn't wouldn't
prop.
even apply. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, what does Jans do? What does Hans do now? I think
Um.
he put himself in this position.
He could like backstep into. Oh no, he doesn't have 2 gauge. I was about to say backstep into the ultra.
Quick step.
Or
Yeah, he
by
doesn't.
backstep I mean like retreat 1 strike, right? With the UA.
Oh, would you? Yeah, yeah, yeah. My bad.
Yeah, but
He doesn't.
no 2 gauge.
Yeah, like Windstream makes more sense when you have the ultra online because it's 7 speed. For
Yes, because then
makes
you
a lot more
can
sense.
represent 7 speeders at ranges that aren't 1.
Yeah, but without only 1 gauge, and yeah, it just doesn't make sense here why he boosted this.
I don't know. I was confused like 10 minutes ago, and the position hasn't changed. Okay, we
Okay,
are
yeah, boost. Yeah,
now
this fierce will surely help you.
we are now boosting fierce on top of this.
Okay, just play the
This is
dive now.
dive is not for EX swoop is not online. I'm pretty sure swoop was spent on the block as force. I'm pretty sure.
No,
This
swoop
is
doesn't
from
work because he pushes one or two. Remember? Well, I guess he could
uh
dodge it.
no, you can't even dodge it. Oh,
No, you cannot even dodge it. Yeah,
you
Chun has
cannot
extra
dodge it from
range.
this position.
Yeah,
You cannot dodge it from
the
this
swoop does
position. No.
nothing. Yeah.
No, it does nothing. Yeah, I don't know what this is. I have no idea what this is.
I'm gonna have a good talking of Hans afterwards.
EX spike to catch. EX spike to what?
Well,
Okay. Oh
forgot that.
no. Oh no, Hans.
He forgot that dive straight up
He has
just
to.
wins.
Yeah, and then he does have to push because he's not. The EX means that he's not stunned, so Propeller has to push Chun 1 or 2.
Just four. You have to push. I'll let him know.
Oh.
He did this
Yeah,
to
I have to push
himself.
this.
Hans did this to
Yeah.
himself. Why?
Can't forget your most basic mid speed there in dive. Literally, literally the most basic mid speed. But
Repeating
here
attack
comes
sets
another
up
repeating
for
attack.
Hosenka here.
Repeating attack says +0 to 1 range. Yeah. Oh wait, it sets up the it sets up the Hosenka. Yeah, you're right. I didn't even realize it was 4. I forgot there was a swift attack on the board there.
Yeah. Ah, good
Both
old.
players just content with prepping there.
Yeah, these players are often at full hand a lot of the time.
Yeah, that's
This is
fair.
how they play.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
never
fair.
mix. Oh, Hans is another reading. Never mind.
Hans is ever read. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Mix ever reads.
It makes out readings, yeah. Yeah.
Were there Hosenkas in there? I'm pretty sure there are 2 Hosenkas left. So EX Hosenka at 5 speed.
Yeah.
Still loses to Cross though.
Hmm.
For now. Just wait until Chun boosts 2 more times. So we see the expenditure of 2 force to move to range 3. Okay, interesting.
Showed a dive to Mix. Oh, Mix does have focus, it's fine.
I mean, it's quote unquote fine.
He wrote it down. He hasn't revealed it.
This man's on 6'2".
He was on top of it.
This man's on 6'2". It's on top of it. You're right. Oh man, that's too good. That's too good. I didn't even see that dive. Mix was too quick on the draw.
Yeah, flashed for a second. It's like
I know he's on it. This man's on 6'2". Can't read it, fortunately. Dude, that was good parry by Hans 5 turns ago. Knowing that
Yeah.
he would reveal the dive.
All planned.
It'd be really funny if he Mix goes for the instant reshuffle to punish.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I
It's
know
just
normal.
yeah.
It's time. Get my focuses back.
Get the focuses back. Yeah. Chun in the corner, so at least can't back up anymore. Second boost brings up the range 3 grasp.
EX Saberlunge is live.
Well, that
EX
defuses
Saberlunge is
it.
no longer live.
Yeah, no longer live for this. No longer live for this strike. No longer live for this strike. Speed is just free here now. That's EV. Well, no, speed actually, funnily enough, also kind of guarantees that slows for Chun are now free as well, because no longer have to worry about Propeller trying to outspeed you, and Propeller's out of spikes. But okay, we move in range 1 anyway. So funnily enough, that light actually brings Chun's slows into play.
Right. Wait, EX Oseka is now on
Geese is like a
curve.
7 speed, yeah.
I
Is Hans
guess
down
I
both
guess
blocks?
EX Swoop is
Hans is down
online.
both blocks, I'm pretty sure. Because he parried one thing and he blocked another, I think. If I'm not mistaken.
I think blocks are down, yeah.
Just runs out there. Of course, that's the advanced 3, and then backs. Take
Retreat
step
one,
back.
yep.
Step back, yeah. Got back.
Pretty good.
Not bad at all. No, Propeller already down one of the fly ups as well. I'll have to spend second cross to easily get back to the range that he wanted, which is 1.
Yep.
What else can he do? What else can he do besides move to 1? I don't even know. I don't even think moving to 1 helps a whole lot. But I mean, it's something you have to do, because otherwise you're just gonna get spiked, right?
For the contest has to land 1 rating here to get back in this game, or else he'll lose.
Yeah. How many cards left in the deck? 5 left in the deck. 7 in hand for Chun. Okay, we are just going for the most ambitious strike in the history of strikes.
Could be a block.
Now it can be a block. Both blocks are done.
Oh, never
Right?
mind. Right?
It can't be a block. What can this be? It can be like a headwind to contest the spike. Headwind is 5 power, right? Right. So it forces Chun to not play spike, basically.
Yeah. I mean, wait, what is this?
Well, range 4 is obviously both propeller poles are down. I'm pretty sure. Wait, both headwinds are down. What is this?
I mean, headwinds doesn't work against Hosenka.
Oh right, yeah. I forgot
Yeah, so
Hosenka's
that's
thing. Yeah, I forgot we had 4 gauge here.
yeah.
I forgot Mix built 4 gauge in 1 strike. Yeah,
He's
no
built a lot of gauge
weaknesses.
this game. Uh, okay, I
That's
gotta.
not block either, huh?
Oh, never mind. Okay, never mind. He does have a block. Okay, never mind.
He does have a block.
Okay, yeah. So this is block, block,
But
not block. Mix up.
Spike is just free for Chun, no?
Mm,
Spike is 5 speed and beats Cross. Both headwinds are down. Can't contest it. No launcher live.
could be swoop. to dodge spike. Okay, just lets the second rip.
Okay, goes for the Hosenka. It is the block. Where's the spike, man?
I don't.
Okay, except it's a mix up. Except one of them, you don't invest 4 gauge and your ultra,
Yeah, I mean,
right? Like okay, like if you get swooped there, what's the worst that's gonna happen? Literally nothing. Like propeller just moves to rage 1 and then you just start over again. It's gonna be your turn, so you just start. And propeller spends a force for it as well.
yeah, this is
It's one of
feels
those
like
ones where it's just like I feel like you. It's a mix up, but it's like a fake one where you play spike like 98% of the time.
right because you literally just don't care if you
Yeah,
play sweep. It's just
exactly.
like okay, you move the rage one and diffuse that.
Exactly.
Like
It's just like the risk reward on that is so skewed in favor of spike that you just always play spike.
wait, the sweep block makes so I can beat both if I accept losing to sweep.
Does he not
But
have spikes left?
I don't know. Maybe
Maybe he
that's that
doesn't have
spike
spikes
left.
left. Maybe. Maybe it's in his deck. If you notice, Mix didn't check his deck.
Makes as a spike. You could have done it.
Yeah, could have done it. Damn.
Well, if he had it, he should have done it. But maybe
Well,
he didn't
I
have it.
mean, Chun probably still kind of wins this game. Or not wins, but is winning for what it's worth.
I'm not so sure anymore.
It's just propellers low on resources is the main thing with that block.
Yeah, but her main payout's down and Propeller
Her
still
main
has life lead.
payouts
And
down,
Propeller has 2
but
gauge, so you can trend
oh yeah,
launcher.
fly pro, whatever it's called, launcher just becomes annoying. Becomes
Propeller's
significantly
willing
less
now.
annoying now that both win streams are down, but still kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where it's just like you don't throw it's a fake mix up because you try not to throw there.
He had the
There's the
spike!
spike.
Oh my god.
Well, okay, now I'm lost.
The soup,
Now I'm
I gotta
lost.
decipher what he said. I could beat both if I accept losing to sweep.
What beats both but loses the sweep? What matters in that situation that beats both but loses the sweep? Like a
Dive? What?
no, he spent EX. Oh no, he didn't spend EX dive.
Or
Maybe it's
dive?
dive.
I guess dive beats both.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's
Field
so
Clarity
weird.
comes out. Discards 2 normals, and then we see a hand of one of each ultra and the saber lunge.
Okay.
Drops a cross and a sweep to do so. Um, his hand is not very good right now. Maybe it'll get better later, but it's not very good now. Because if you know if you were up against any other character but Sean, then Blade Flourish is a really good boost here. But I don't think it's very good against Sean.
No, you kind of need the card special
Yeah,
too much.
and you need more. You need more than that because Sean's just gonna boost and step back as well. Although
Yeah.
both lights are down, and I think both swift attacks are down. So at least it won't be speed that you're dealing with, but it'll be effective speed, which is just as bad.
hmm Man, I'm actually stealing that right now on what do you call it, fake mix-ups.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm stealing that for now, and that's pretty good.
Yeah,
Just like the consequences of playing
yeah.
one
It's
side
just the
mix-up are just
consequences of one. Yeah,
non-existent.
exactly. Yeah, it just swings the payoff like so much into one direction that like Elo's not even worth it.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, exactly.
Han's looking into the deck, thinking of a reading, maybe. No, no, can't think of a reading. Has no reading. Although probably just trying to decipher the 9 cards left in Chun's deck.
Yeah,
Um, this defend means basically everything will hit. Just in the history of things, everything will hit except for Kikoken. But
Yeah, it's guaranteed. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he saber lunges to get advantage and get a gauge and get a corner anyway. Looks like he's doing it.
but things if he saber lunges, Chun will just assault back and then yoink advantage. No.
He could choose to have saber lunge return the hand
Yeah.
if he doesn't get advantage. That's the thing.
Is that from hand? Okay, it was from hand.
Yep.
It is the
Well,
assault.
probably return to hand.
Well, I mean, is a strict misplay to not, right?
Yeah, correct.
Like, well, I'm sure there must be one situation.
Unless
Oh
you
yeah,
really
if
need
you're
a
up
3
against
gauge.
Alice, if you're up against Alice, then it's you don't want to
Wait.
get that saber lunge red either.
Okay. We just
Yeah,
gonna make up stuff now about,
yeah.
you know,
Well,
because Alice
yeah.
doesn't exist. She's not a real
No,
character.
not a real character. Well, Chun's still on center, so she still has a bunch of space behind her to work with, which is good. Known hand for Propeller still. So there's surely just gonna be a boost. Although, what good boost does Chun have left? What good continuous boosts rather? I feel like she has. So she's down both flipping axes and both swift attacks. She's down both lights. She's down both repeating attacks. So
Just
she
so
actually
much
doesn't have a
stuff is down.
ton left. The boost that she does have left on her specials and ultras at least are the now strike boosts,
Yeah.
especially in like the Kikoken and I think the ultras as well. I think she has double Kikosho left.
Stun media now strike is really good here because I think Chun is down on pretty much all her slows. So
Mm.
can still milk some value out of mid speeds or whatever.
Does would mid what mid speed would what mid speed would hit saber lunge? I guess anything that hits at range 3. So basically most mid speeds. I guess it's okay then.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like the saber lunge would attempt to dodge a lot of things, but Chun still gets the +1 range.
Right. I think maybe Chun-Li has another assault. Maybe. Not sure.
Mix is now reminiscing.
Hmm.
Sorry, you declared misplay. Don't know where. Probably at Spike turn. I hope it's at Spike turn.
He's probably talking about. I'm not. I'm pretty sure talking about the assault turn. But yes, that's
Um,
not playing Spike was also a misplay.
mhm. Got back. Got back strikes. Saber
Crit,
lunge.
Kikoken.
Good call, yeah. Oops, I still have this. That is going to be 0 damage taken for Chun. Whoop, hit back for 4, and then move on.
Wait, does it gain advantage?
Doesn't gain advantage. We don't need advantage where we're going. We need
Uh,
we need saber lunge. We don't need gauge either.
I mean, he could have just done advantage into launcher, right? Why not? Why not that?
Well, Chun gets to move. So like if Chun moves up, then launcher is no longer live, right?
Oh yeah, she moves forward. Yeah, you're right.
Launcher is now live, but it's not his turn. So
Yeah.
I mean, launcher was never going to be live if it was Propeller's turn. Okay, now it's gone.
Goodbye.
Now it's gone. See a hand of a bunch of normals and EX and Kosho. Any notable normals here? Not really.
No,
I mean, I guess you could fall this focus into dive. That's a thing. It's not a very good thing, but it's a thing.
it's funny.
It's a funny thing, yeah. It's a funny thing. Han's really feeling that resource burn now that I feel like I mentioned like 20 minutes ago because this game's moving kind of slowly. This hand is not the best looking, I would say. You
No,
can
it's
boost
kind of.
fierce and then make your dive 7 power, and that's a fun thing. Still, oh wait,
Han still
because
has.
Hans took back the saber launch, so he never built his third gauge for full broadside.
Yeah.
Dang it!
Full broadside's a good way to get back to the game.
Yeah, I was about to say that's like a decent closer here for Propeller as well.
I think Han still has reading, right?
Uh, yeah, I think there's still one left. 4 in hand, 3 in deck. So you might just have to CC. Yeah, there's a focus left in there. So you can't waste a turn pairing focus here and then CC next turn. Or you can.
I
Maybe you
think you
can.
can. You totally can.
Maybe you can, and then that way you get your block back too for later value.
No?
Oh, we're just boosting Fierce here.
Okay, now he tries the dive. Wait, isn't reading up though? Like, can he just? Well, I mean, I guess
Yeah, but
the question is
like
what
what's the
punish?
worst that's gonna happen?
Yeah, there's no punish,
Like
right?
like what, you're gonna read cross and then put Chon at 7? You're gonna read dive.
And let get hit by it.
Yeah. You can read you
Block
can read
and
block, but you don't have the full broadside, right?
I don't
I
think
mean,
it's
not that
kind of
that
I
would
don't
even matter, but full broadside. Oh, do you have the cannonball?
I don't know.
He does have a cannonball. We're just striking here.
Range 4. I
Yeah.
forgot what stuff Pella has
Swoop,
left.
EX lunge, cannonball, broadside. Here comes the Kikosho, the range dodge that John has, that refills her. We're going for the EX Kikosho now.
I
Kikosho
might
also
have
hits,
made a
by the way.
mistake.
Oh, yeah, we're not getting hit by EX Kikosho, and we're dead.
Wait, was he trying to dodge the
He
what?
was
What?
trying to dodge something.
What?
Something. What was he
What?
trying to dodge? What was he trying to dodge there?
Like, what does it do? Dive still hits.
That dive was the hit, no? Your Chun dive always hits.
Dive attacks range.
Oh my.
Oh, Hans.
Oh.
I feel like Hans is just like Mix won purely because Hans didn't understand how Chun-Li worked.
No.
It's just
Oh
like,
no.
so we're just losing.
You're just losing.
Why are
Yeah, it's
you
like
losing
day one
two
Chun
dives
mix
all?
ups. Yeah. Day one Chun
Hans,
mix ups.
please.
You're supposed to be the commentator. You're not supposed to taunt them in chat.
Good question. I had,
So now it's 7-2.
yeah, this is it's 7-2, yeah.
See, it turns out my screening question of "Will you guys play good Exceed?" turned out to be a good question. Turned out to be a good question.
Womp womp.
Nothing that beats Kikosha. Funny.
I mean,
Oh man,
Kikosho's a good ultra.
dude, very underrated.
Yeah, it refunds itself if it misses. Can be a range dodge.
Yeah, it just
Can can stun immune into Kikosho to the other copy.
for how
Kikosho's a
little
real
you see
thing.
this card played, it does a lot of work
Yeah,
just existing. And then hey, here it wins as well. And
it's
then
perfect
yeah,
for
if it
her kit.
misses, refunds. Yeah, good character, good card, good character.
Yeah, Chun's solid.
I think Hans is of the opinion that Chon is top tier. I think.
Well, she's top
I
tier
mean,
if you lose.
I'm not agreeing or disagreeing. I'm just
She's top
stating.
tier if you lose to uh triple boosted
Odds kind of made her
dives.
look top tier here. Not gonna lie, with some of the mid speeds. Yeah, losing to dives all game. Basically, you called it.
Yeah, wins.
So it's now 7-2. What is the format for them picking characters? Are they double blind every game?
It's double blind, yes. So
So
Mix has
I'm
5
assuming
left.
Mix just has his bad characters left, no? Or has he won with like Viper?
Viper I guess is a bad character for him. But he's won with Dan, so there you go.
He won with Dan. That's pretty good.
He played like the most boring Dan in the universe, but he won
Oh
with
yeah.
Dan.
Oh yeah. Don't
Yeah,
blame me, but I have not checked out those videos. Don't blame me for that.
it's
I've
fine. You had an exceed
decided
break,
not.
right?
No, just real life stuff that I was busy with. I'm back now though.
Nice.
I'm back now, so we'll be casting the Forbidden Place tournament.
The
What is it?
man of 3 seasons.
I don't know. The name is like the name is way too long. I'll say that much. I don't know what the name is. I think I'll be casting tomorrow, maybe if I'm free. I said maybe. I told him I would say yes or no whether I got home, and I told him that at like 10 a.m. this morning. It is now 8 p.m. and I've been home for hours. So,
Wait, you say? Sorry, you're supposed to be game today?
I told him I would confirm with them whether I got home. I told him at 10 a.m. or something like that. It's now
Ah,
8
okay.
p.m. I've been home for like 2, 3 hours, and I have not said a word. But maybe you'll see it. I don't know. It's between D and Feathers, so maybe it'll be up. I think it's like at like tomorrow evening time ish, like 6 or 7. I want to say.
I guess D could
So,
was probably streaming his POV
I
or
don't think
streaming or
he
recording.
is. Yeah,
I
maybe.
know. Yeah, I don't know. It was a funny tournament. But it promotes, I guess, some bonding. That's good. Some cooperation.
Yeah. I will be right back.
Okay,
While Mix is also gone.
we're coming on the 2 hour 50 mark. A pretty long day. This will have to be my last one. Yeah, I felt like the first game for Hans today was the closest, the Mole versus Ken. And ever since that game, it's not been so hot. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Oh wait, he's away. Okay, Mix has decided.
All right, we're
Well,
back.
welcome
What have we
back.
missed? Nothing. Nothing.
Mix was away, so now he's
Mix,
back and
hurry
he's
up! I got to eat. What's for dinner?
uh some leftover dim sum and something else.
Ooh, I haven't
Yeah,
had dim sum in years.
you haven't in years. Damn,
I haven't had it in a while now.
it's pretty good. Leftover from when I had it uh at brunch today.
Oh, look at you! Think I'm gonna go to the old Taco Bell. So I'm not hungry because I had I had sushi last night for dinner, and then I had a bunch of sushi left over. So then I ate all of it at 5 because I kind of left it sitting outside for longer than I should have. So I got scared and decided to eat it all.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, left outside for a little bit longer. It tasted okay, but didn't want to take too much of a risk. So now I'm full from all the sushi that I ate.
Nice.
Yeah,
Taco Bell's good. I mean, fast
Taco
food.
Bell's good. I love Taco. Taco Bell's my favorite fast food. I'd say by far.
I
Not even
agree. I go
close.
there like
Not even
at
close.
least once a week,
I do. I go once every other week.
honestly, and I use the app and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, I know. Get your
get
rewards
your
and all that.
rewards, get
Exactly.
those hot deals.
I mean, it's already pretty cheap, but yeah.
Honestly, McDonald's is more economical. McDonald's has better deals, but Taco Bell has too much good variety.
I'm not a big fan of. I like McDonald's breakfast. I'm a big fan of the hash browns, and I like their biscuits. I like their like bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits, but I'm not a big fan of their like sandwiches or anything.
Actually, yeah, sandwich is nothing special. I
No,
mean, the nuggies and fries are solid.
the fries when they're fresh are good.
Yep.
I'm not huge on nuggets. There was one a couple months ago they had spicy nuggets that were decent.
Oh, spicy
But
nuggets.
yeah, but I feel like it was like a very limited time promotion as we see the turn one prep. We see Tinker versus Guile. Tinker at 15.
Yeah. Yeah, Mix. I mean, Hans down 7-2. I mean, 2-7 brings out the Tinker. I don't know,
Two
man.
seven. Brings out the Tinker.
I don't know if you
Mental
wanna.
destroyed.
Don't know if you wanna rely on
uh,
Tinker to stop the losing streak, but we'll see.
well, let's see what kind of stuff. Let's see if we see a boost heavy Tinker here in the early game. Does Hans know how to play Tinker?
I.
Does Hans venture down this far on the tier list? Surely not.
Hans plays. I know Hans plays a ton and plays. I'm sure he's played Tinker before, and he probably
He's actually
plays
played a ton
Boost
of
Tinker.
characters. He hasn't played a ton of characters. I feel like, but maybe I'm wrong.
I
That's
don't
my
know.
impression. Okay, so we have what speed 5, mobile gear gets free gauge, and then eats a bunch of damage.
Mix up
Dive.
here is just dive, mobile gear, block.
Yeah. Don't think it's
All
a
the
block.
three. Don't think it's a block.
Don't think it's a block. No, why would you initiate with a block? Guile says no,
Cross.
no gauge for you.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's
No
fair.
gauge for you. Okay,
I guess he
now
sets up for like a
finds.
free he gets a free Sonic Boom if Tinker stayed.
Yeah, if it wasn't a dive.
Yeah.
Uh, +2
Patience.
power now gives Tinker, yeah, room to maneuver at range 3. We see a light. Power gets replaced with the light, obviously goes to gauge for Guile, the patience boost.
It's telegraphing double sweep kick pretty hard.
Yeah, it's a speed 6 option, right?
Yep. I mean that's what he was doing with Fierce and that's what he's doing with the counter
Yeah,
boosts light
yeah.
here. Of course, whether or not he'll
Whether
play
or
on
not it's
defense is
real,
a different question.
I don't know. Will Mix be up 7-2 and then play a mix up? Is the question.
Yeah, I guess you can afford to get frisky when you're
He
that ahead.
totally would. He totally would. I think. I
Yeah.
think the answer to that question is a yes. Well, okay, Tinker just going for it, going for the mix up. EX Spike.
Oh.
Dude, this man went for it. This man went for it. I like how you play the EX too, just to be regular Spike, just for like the extra like 1 percentage point that it was
That
regular
was regular
Spike.
spike, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Just in
was
case.
regular Spike even part of Tinker's range there?
Uh
I
I
guess
don't,
it kind of had to be.
maybe. It could be.
It kind of has to be because
No, it could be, because
yeah, it
yeah.
has to be. It has to be. Okay, so it's fine.
But yeah, I like the disrespect from Hans there.
Yeah.
Just like what? Worst case scenario, I get Plink for two. Like,
Worst case scenario, I'm down 8-2.
yeah. Well,
Amazing.
actually, I guess losing that was also I guess losing that is pretty rough because Tinker only starts with 15. I guess that's a problem.
Yeah.
So two
Well,
damage still
losing
matters a
that
lot.
means you may or may not lose the game. Yeah, but that's okay. Depending on how many blocks you draw, you may or may not lose the game there.
Yeah, you can afford to take two damage if you get blocks.
Yeah, luckily Guile he only has the IG, he doesn't have the ignore armor.
A great start for Tinker though. I mean, only down 2
Two
HP,
gauge,
build
two
up to
gauge, two
gauge.
life. That's very good.
Yeah.
It still has both blocks. It hasn't used a block yet either. Has used a couple slows, but hasn't used blocks.
And Guile down both spikes is extremely relevant because yeah, Guile has no first source of ignore armor.
Yeah, and Spike's also kind of hurt Tinker really bad on backside,
Yep.
especially EX where it has more defenses to actually block more of Tinker's more offensively shaped moves.
Yeah, effective 5 guard, 1 armor is strong.
That's good enough. It's good enough in a lot of cases, right?
Yeah,
Should be.
it is.
Stuff like mobile gear, for example. So we see the
Armor
hard cast
plating.
armor plating. I've never seen this on hard cast before. I've
You-
never seen this on hard cast
Yeah, you
before.
see sometimes you see rocket fuel hard casted, you
I
see
hard cast rocket fuel. I rocket cast
turbocharger, you
or
see
hard cast
hard cast.
turbocharger. Exactly.
Yeah. With the hard cast armor plating.
Hard, hard cast armor plating. This is some new tech.
I guess
This
I
is
mean
some
3
new
armor is
tech.
good. I guess. 3 armor 3 guard.
3 armor for 5 force.
Yeah. I mean, I
I
guess
guess you get some guard on it as well. But what is the telegraph here?
a mid speed.
Mid speed. I mean, what mid speed though? Which bid speed? But you want to hit her with a range one flail, the second copy.
Okay. Doesn't care about the military discipline. Makes sense.
Yeah, I'm assuming this is just Han saying if you're gonna play the if you're really gonna play the ignore guard, I'll just block it.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, Mix was never gonna play that, right? Mix was just trying to build some gauge. So he puts on the shades. I think this is like prep number 2. Maybe hardcasting these boosts is okay because they allow each other time to prep.
Exactly. It's just like, okay.
like,
You know,
like Hans is back up to 7. Like he's done it.
yeah, you got away with hard casting it. Yeah.
Yeah, he hardcasted it. Got rid of some bad cards that I guess he didn't need. There's a turbocharger on top. I guess turbocharger's bad here, but like that's funny. Also, obviously, I also hardcast upgrade because upgrade's really good.
Upgrade? Which one is that?
On mech charge plus 4
Oh yeah,
dodge 2
that
guard.
one's
I
really good.
hardcast that one all the time. Yeah, I hardcast that one all the time.
What? It's like a giant killer, but with 2 guard.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I just look at it as a giant killer, except it costs 1 more force because I don't use the card very much.
The guard's funny.
Yeah, it's like that one Vincent card with 2 guard. Is it
Yeah.
Vincent?
Oh, parry
Okay,
block.
gets rid of the
Smart.
block.
Melee
Yeah,
strikes.
EX ignore guard. EX spinning back knuckle, basically ignore guard with 8 power. Oh my!
Oh, it's okay. He has enough defenses.
Yeah, I know. Gal gets blown up,
No, he doesn't.
right?
He's got shades.
Oh, he's got shades.
Yeah, shades OP. Hell yeah.
Oh, shades OP.
All right, and we'll deal 8 power, -3 armor. Tinker takes 5. Yep.
Yeah, and now Tinker's looking really, really bad. Gal's all the space now.
What card do you lose
Han's down a
from
block.
Black Knuckle? Don't know.
Flail did get Flail God's value there. That boost, whatever the name is, armor plating. Yeah, got
Yeah.
some value there. Wouldn't call it groundbreaking value there, but there's a little bit.
Yeah, 8 life is. I mean, it's gives him enough life to work with to build up to 5 gauge, hopefully.
Yeah, 3 is almost enough. Ideally, like if you get 4 here, I think you're okay. Like you're happy with that, all things considered.
Mhm.
Especially if you get 4 and then you also bring God down to like 15-ish, I think you're happy with that.
Yeah.
Especially now that Spikes is down and then the spinning back is down, so you just have to worry about the upside down kick. What's it called in this game? Reverse spin kick.
Reverse spin. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, we see the immediate hand shuffle into the discard check, so it looks like we're gonna see a strike here, maybe. Oh, maybe not anymore. Not with the second hand shuffle. Sad. It's just a fierce.
Fierce. Interesting.
Um,
I feel like,
hmm.
I mean, grasp is such a good way to just easy confirm to build gauge. I don't know.
Yeah, like it's a little bit last resorty, but like, yeah, I mean you're down a block.
And now he
Like
boosts
in terms of
sweeping.
light.
Yeah, in response. I don't know about the. Okay.
Oh, check this. It's gonna be the mobile gear to catch the cross.
Is that what's happening?
Yeah, then pop the shades as well.
And if Gal just stays there, Tinker don't eat shit.
Yeah, no comment. No comment.
Okay. Yep.
Sure.
It's pretty.
More things are happening.
This looks like a
Wait,
Mix
wait,
versus
the
Hans
war
game.
hero. Oh, yes.
Ah, yes. I love boost
Finally.
warps.
Yes. I hope that was not him. Like he was like mousing over it. I hope that was not him checking what the card does. But yes, that is how the card works. Yeah. So it puts the boost into play and then discards itself when you're not exceeded. And then offers you stun immunity, ignore guard if you are exceeded.
Hmm. It's hilarious how much bomb bounce just wins when he's exceeded. Stun immunity, ignore guard, ignore armor,
Yes.
sweep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that just wins.
It's pretty good. Pretty good card. Especially with Taker, who like reduces the board size. It just always wins.
Yeah. Exactly.
So what do we have? We have +4, +2, and then some defenses on Tinker's side, and then we have +2, +2 with shades for Guile.
Is Guile down all his attacks? No, it can't be, right?
He's down like most of them for sure. Like most of his specials.
I mean,
He's like getting.
I mean, you would see Rocket Fuel tech immediately if he had it, but
Oh, you're talking about text.
is he really not half
I
them?
don't think we've seen one.
Maybe he's just
I don't think
unlucky
we've
and
seen one.
never drawn a. Yeah, he has. He has a draw. I guess he hasn't drawn it yet.
He hasn't drawn one. That sucks. Yeah, that would really ruin Tinker's day here. But
I love deck comp. You know, I mean, I love deck order.
love
Deck
deck
order's really
order.
sick.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man. When you craft it,
Just craft it well.
that's
Yeah, if he
that's the good
crafted it
that's
well,
the
he
good
would just
stuff,
tech
man.
this. Yeah.
That's the good stuff. Yeah. God, what a dumb remark. Sorry. Sorry. Anyway, back to the game. We have MiX staring down the barrel of well, no, I think it's still even. Well, I mean, his patience will go to Dex, so he won't be or to gauge if he doesn't strike. So he's not throwing the power anymore. So maybe he just strikes here and then just. Although, like the scary part is just the defend, right? The defend makes things randomly work.
I mean, you could just play. Couldn't Guile just get away with playing Grasp here? Oh, actually, no, never mind. No,
I don't think
no,
so.
no.
No, no.
Well, I mean, it's a
Although,
Grasp
well,
versus Cross mix up.
Grasp does do some funny things with Rocket Fuel, though, right? If Tinker plays an attack without a lot of like range, like
Oh
a big
yeah.
range band, rather, the Grasp can do funny things with the Rocket Fuel in that case. Although not as much because Gal cannot push Tinker to range 3 from this position, so
Actually,
maybe
the
not.
before advance too, yeah, makes it so that Cross doesn't work either. Oof.
No. Yep. Correct. Both of them now checking each other's skirts. Actual unironic pivotal turn here.
Yeah, I mean, they've set themselves up for it, right?
Yeah.
It's like you're going down with me, that kind of
Yeah.
deal.
Mostly because Mix hasn't drawn a dive yet, but it's okay.
Yeah,
It's
if only
okay.
he drawn one of his two techs, if
I mean, I
only.
don't think he was. I don't think he was teching the armor plating, right?
No, I
They
mean,
didn't
like,
seem
it
together.
makes sense that he won't tech that. Just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah,
Three
yeah.
armor
That
with a
one's
hit
going
push tree that
wherever.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Read. Yeah, there it is. Reading cross.
Uh-oh.
Whiffs.
Uh-oh.
We're gonna see what big boy focus come out. What is
Well,
he read
that just
cross?
means that he's just gonna play it slow here, right?
Yeah.
If you read cross, there's yeah, red cross. It cannot be spinning reverse spin kick, so you just play slow.
Yep.
Yep. Well, God kind of ate shit,
Yeah.
and he
The
will
reason I was
advance too.
considering focus over sweep there is because you don't get moved.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe that's maybe it's it depends on the hand, I guess, for Tinker.
Who gets rid of double
0
sweep?
1 drill second rocket.
Well, I guess. Han's
Guess Tinker's
relentless
gonna be
boosting
the
paid
one
off.
win.
Tinker's gonna be the
Tinker's
one win. Yeah,
Tinker's not looking so bad anymore. All you need to do is go for a reading and then have it whiff. We're gonna see some Entillerman strats come out here.
Wait, and Tillman strats?
It's a Yomi reference. It's a Yomi reference. Yeah. What can you do with this hand? Prep. Parry focus, if you need to, or prep. No, you don't need to parry focus. Both focuses are down.
Um, this
Um,
is looking like I just
sure.
this looks like a prep hand.
This looks like a prep hand,
You
and
don't like Guile has no
I'm not even
readings.
considering
Guile
who's
has no
playing in
spikes. You
such
just
a
don't
prep
care.
hand. Yeah,
Yeah, you just literally just
yeah,
don't give a shit. You just prep.
yeah. Well, I will be right back.
Okay. What's the time now? I'm recording 3 hours, 11 minutes. Damn. Unfortunately, I feel like this game might not end soon. Well, we'll see. But only one, not two. All right, well, Tinker preps as expected. And 4 gauge, pretty comfortable. Just needs one more to get full 20 HP when he flips. Not to mention, Tinker doesn't, yeah. Tinker effectively has more than 4 HP because any excess damage is just going to be disregarded when he hits 0. Alright, Guile boosting Fierce. Guile should find a way to kill Tinker quickly and then deal with his Exceed side because there's no point overloading on big payouts when Tinker's only at 4 HP. Not to mention Tinker's block, which he need to get out of the way. I guess Fierce makes Tinker's block a little bit more expensive. Tinker can even like CC 0 here if he wants to. Can just play the waiting game. Cal has pretty much no threats remaining. No spikes, no nothing. Imagine if the one lone win from Shovel Knight would be from Tinker. Tinker OP. I guess Tinker's pretty OP if the opponent doesn't draw attacks. That's a thing. The fact that MiX had to go for desperation reading meant that, he was in trouble. Oh, what happened? Oh, okay. Tinker just struck with cross. Ah, okay. Yep, built up 5 gauge. MiX saying he could just concede, which makes sense if he wanted to. No preemptives
All right, what
either.
do we got here? We got possible concession.
Yeah, MiX, I
We got
mean,
possible concession.
I wouldn't blame him if he conceded right now, 9 HP versus
Oh,
5 gauge
oh
Tinker.
boy,
Yeah,
things have happened.
Tinker just struck with cross in the corner and just get a 5/5 gauge and stun them
Amazing.
out. Yep.
Yeah. That's just across from Guile now. No, it's the upside down kick. Second copy. Oh wait, shades are down. Never mind. What is this? What
No,
what
the
what,
red toss.
what is that?
Wait, what is the red
I mean,
toss doing?
it beats a reverse spin kick on crit. Yeah, sure.
It beats her on.
It beats the reverse spin kick, which was telegraphed because it wasn't crit, obviously. I,
I guess
I
it.
I don't think I've ever seen a wrench toss played like on front side ever. Maybe
It's one
it's
of the
one
most
to three
useless
two
cards
four.
ever.
It's 1 3 2 4.
It beats sweep at range 3, I guess.
It beats Super Rage 3, yeah. It's like the most scuffed copy of Wrenching Whip that you can find.
Yeah.
It's like 2 power, less speed, does still beat sweep.
Okay. I mean,
What a card. Well,
make sure just go see here so I can go eat dinner.
Tinker also now with that perfect value sitting on 1 HP, so we'll have that overflow damage not taken.
Parry block focus. Okay, doesn't want to get red. Fair.
Just prep again, yawn. Call me back in 5 minutes when something happens.
Oh, wait, what talking about? This is really high octane thrilling exceed.
I just want to see Mix throw the game here just by playing an Ultra. Just play Flash Explosion here.
Yeah,
Just hit him
just
with
do
the
it.
Flash Explosion,
Yeah.
yeah. Hit him with the Flash Explosion, then concede and call it a day. Gal does have enough gauge to win, in theory.
Man, how did Tinker Knight win though? I guess it just felt so scrappy and Tinker Knight. I guess it's a
That
combination of
one
things, not drawing tech,
that
losing
one
that turn
combat
where
that one combat
Tinker
was
assaulted.
huge. Well, that one combat where the reading whiffed was huge.
Well, he had Rix had to go for desperation reading, kind of, because he didn't have any dives, he didn't have any
Yeah,
techs.
exactly. But like if that reading hits, then Mix probably wins, or it's not winning, but still in the game
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, and another big turn was the EX spike on defense not working.
Yeah, just a couple swings there. I mean, succeed. You only need like 3 swings to win a game,
Yeah.
especially ones of those magnitude, of that magnitude. You're checkmated here, but also I cannot win. You have 0 range 2 options.
All right, Tinker Beat Range 1.
You have 0 range 1 options.
I
Surely
mean,
not. I feel like there has to be like a missiles in there.
the problem is if Mix initiates anything, he can just no sell out of a block.
Uh, yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, the
It's,
block's
it's a
no.
weird, just like staring game.
Yeah,
Kind of
great.
awkward.
And these guys will really turn that staring game into more than that. Great. Yeah,
Good.
great. Move back one. Yeah, good. Great. Come on, Han. Spend one force to move up one. Oh, we're striking here. We're striking with what though? Striking with the missiles? No.
What is he striking with?
Striking with
Is there cross available? No, cannot
no, I
be.
don't think so.
Flail?
Striking
No, well,
with
not as a flail. It's a
flail
hit.
misses. Flail misses. Oh my! Surely it's on ultra. Surely it's not the ignore ultra.
Yes, throw the game.
Surely it's not bomb bounce. Yeah.
Do it.
The other one doesn't. The other one does hit because we're
I will say the part I hate about
it's like
fighting
multiple
Tinker is
forces.
that like when Tinker has built up enough resources, it just becomes awkward staring contests.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like it's just like real because Tinker can't really do anything, and then you can't really do anything.
A lot of the crit reverse spin on defense to beat the missiles. Why are we initiating block?
Why would you choose to die?
And why are you dying? Now you're stunned too.
I guess Hans is getting bored. I mean, I don't blame him.
Oh man. I like how he's just like preemptively chosen to die. Why is he so engaged?
No, just don't do that. Wait, he's
What's
chosen.
happening?
Wait, what?
It's to bring maybe it's to bring the secondary effects of the ultras into play. That's the only reason I can think of. It's to bring the secondary effects of the ultras.
Okay.
I don't know what specials he has left, if I'm being honest. But I mean, that's the only reason why you would ever do this. I don't know why you'd spend your turn doing it
Yeah,
initiating
he
for block,
initiated.
but okay. But okay, fine. Whatever, man.
Like the only, literally the only reason I could see him doing this is just that he's getting bored. It's like that's oh
He's
okay
getting
fair.
bored, yeah.
Because we could just like literally just like stare at each other all freaking day, not do anything. Like that could just happen for like
This guy's missiles, flares, and 3 ultras. On the wild swing, smile.
you do preemptive dives
Um Cryptic Dive puts you in the corner though, which is kind of sad.
or just raw dives. I don't know.
Cryptic Cryptic Dive, I feel like, is well, we know the last 5 cards, right? It's missiles, which is a slow, flail, which is a range 1 option, and then
I feel like I could have
ultras.
navigated this pieces.
Yeah, I feel like there are 1,000 ways you could have done it. Why didn't you just prep? Why, why did you just prep? Why did you remove? Did you just CC 0? Or is he prepping?
I think he's prepping.
Oh, okay. There it is. Oh my god. Alright, well, there's a thing.
What in the world is going on here? I mean, this. I mean, both for both players is like in the middle of the night. Maybe they're just getting tired. Their brain fog.
Yeah. I can't afford. Man, you can't afford to lose it to anyone. You're down 7-2. Like,
It's not just Guile. Also,
it doesn't matter who's you're losing to. They're all gonna be done.
you literally, yeah, you've been losing all day, and you might
Yeah.
lose another one because of initiating block into getting
Initiate,
stunned.
initiate block and then
Spend
stop
your turn to
blocking.
do that.
Initiate block and then don't block.
Like, what the
That's the
hell?
new tech. That's
Okay,
the new tech, man.
this could be flash
This can't be
explosion.
a whole lot. To
It's a
be
flash.
fair, there's 5 cards left, 6 cards left.
You know, it can't be. It can't be flash explosion. It's too risky.
We're just gonna flail, block some damage. That. Oh, that's funny. I forgot flail advances too afterward. I
Oh, you
forgot
didn't.
that does that.
Oh, I
It dodges
guess.
the dive.
Yeah, I guess if it's flash explosion, he armors 3 of it.
Well, I mean, unless there's a second. Does Mix have a second dive left?
Yeah, he does for sure.
Okay, so then, anything Tinker throws is not free anymore.
I
Oh
think
wait, EX Max charge is
ES Max
pretty
Charge seems
fun.
pretty free right now.
Yeah, that's pretty fun. That is what's enough defenses for anything.
Mhm.
4 speed, 8 power. Doesn't kill. Great. What if Mix was just like, no?
I
2,
refuse.
5, 3 ultras. Ooh, so the Wild Swing threat is real, I guess. Still do it anyway.
EX Sonic Hurricane beats EX Mech Charge, right?
Oh, it depends on which ultras are left, yeah.
Actually, no.
Mix
EX.
perfect Mix purposefully not telling that EX Sonic Hurricane is live on camera. Just has 3 ultras doesn't say which ones. Although Hans is tracking here on the side, so
Wait, 9 power. Well, actually, maybe Mech Charge. No, does Mech Charge have enough? 6. No, it doesn't have enough. It has
Mech Charge
7
only
guard, 1
has
armor, EX.
8 defenses, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's Hans about to throw the game here.
Hans, don't do it.
There's a four to be fair, there's a 40% chance the deck won't allow Hans to throw the game here with EX. mech charge, but
Don't
oh, there's
do
one
it.
unknown card there. Maybe that one unknown card makes the difference. There's a dive left, so you can't just play ball bounce or missiles or anything like that. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
the real play is drawing the second copy of bomb bounce and then exing that.
true.
The bamboozle.
Man, is it just prep is correct here? Man, so
Yeah, yeah,
boring.
it totally is.
God
It
damn it.
always is, man. It always is. And like if EX missiles wasn't drawn, then I think prep is the correct way.
Mhm. The
Like I
recording
wouldn't
has
even EX. I wouldn't
reached.
even EX bomb bounce. I wouldn't consider doing that. I would consider it, but I probably wouldn't. I would EX missiles any day if I drew the missiles off the top.
Right. Yeah. Recording is now
Oh wait,
three
no,
hours
missiles only
30
has. Wait, does
minutes.
missiles have only 6 defense? I thought it had 7. Never mind. You can't EX missiles. EX missiles also throws the game.
Oh yeah, it's 9. Yeah, EX
I thought
Sonic
I
is
thought it
9
was
power.
I thought it was 2-5, but I guess not. Or 1-6, something like that.
Oh
I
my
thought it had
god,
7
he
defenses,
shovels
but only
in.
has 6. Yeah, so it has to be the EX bomb bounce if you want to EX something.
Yeah.
This man's shuffling his hand like he's about to throw the game. Come on, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't play EX. Don't play EX Max Charge. Don't do it. Oh my god, he's thinking about it. Oh no, he's thinking about it. He's thinking about it. Look. Oh, okay. Wait, what?
Starting meeting ignore guard.
So you ignore guard,
Ignore guard,
sure.
make charge. Yeah. I guess
Yeah.
that's fine. Guile
Sees what
CC.
CC4.
Yep.
Oh, there were no dives left.
Oh yeah, never mind. Whoops.
Okay, whatever. Then ball bounce is free.
Oh yeah, it was.
If there are no dives left, then ball bounce is free. Look at Mix here.
What do you get rid of? I don't know. Depends on what's the for.
If there are no focuses left, you get rid of this. If there are focuses left, you get rid of sleep, obviously, but I don't think there are. So you probably get rid of
Well, Tinker could draw into
not
focus.
none of those 4. I think actually,
Yeah.
yeah, none of those 4. Okay, so we have stun immune ignored guard.
Now you just strike, right?
I mean, there was a purpose here for the stun immune guard, right? Unless the top deck is dive, your mech. Oh wait, mech charge is speed 4.
Yep.
EX mech. EX mech's
Yep.
only 8 power though, which is a little sad.
A little. And I guess if Mix got
If
blocked,
mech starts to block or EX dive, yeah.
then he's in trouble. Yeah, why didn't he just play bomb bounce last turn? I guess 6 for 9 trade. I don't know. Maybe not good.
Okay, we're gonna see that we're gonna see a prep here. We see
Boosting Fierce makes
fierce or
sense.
yeah, patience. Now we see a strike, 1 card. Interesting.
One card.
I don't. Oh, okay. That's gonna do some damage. Oh, oh, did Mix not read? Oh, wrench.
Oh, he
Wrench
ignores
toss
guard.
is
Oh, he forgot
yeah.
he has
Well,
ignore guard.
you went for the fast option. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think because the thing is when you're fighting Tinker, you just assume Tinker's going slow, right?
I think he just forgot
But
that Boost had ignore guard on it. I
but yeah, exactly. Like Tinker also has.
actually
Well,
kind of
Tinker
forgot
has
too,
fierce.
to be honest.
Well, I mean, not dead, only 4 power. Yeah, honestly,
To be,
fair.
yeah, I mean, who plays that boost, right?
Honestly, fair. Yeah, I've never see. I don't play that boost on backside anymore. Very much. It's only 3 damage, but it
Wait,
felt like way more. It's a lot more mental damage. the natural damage on the board.
Nice character. Is he talking about Tinker or is he talking about Guile?
I think he's talking about Tinker. I don't know. Oh, he's talking about Guile for sure because this is gonna be a bad mix-up incoming. It's gonna be like a
Wait,
like a spinning back or something. I don't know.
I think they're both mentally checked out.
Yeah, well, I mean, not
I
like
don't-
they're Guile or Tinker connoisseurs, right?
Well,
I
it's
guess I'm
only
a little
been
bit
three and
too
a half
a little bit
hours
too low.
doing
Yeah,
like
that's a lot. It's a lot.
doing like
How many games?
graveyard
Three,
shift
four?
hours.
Yeah, but these are their normal hours.
Yeah, it's normal hours, true.
Is
Uh,
it 3 games or 4 games? Sure, this is a game. It has to be
Five
longer before.
games. This is the
5 games.
sixth.
Okay. Oh,
EX, Sonic, or Flash. Is that mix up?
yeah. Yeah, basically. I mean, it could be something dumb like EX Spike, but yeah. Unfortunately, it can't be the reverse spin, but it's okay.
Oh, yeah.
Just mitigate some damage. Never mind.
Oh,
Don't mitigate into any damage.
okay. Take 6.
Take 6 struck card.
Yeah,
Think you're still okay with that.
yeah.
I mean, surely this cannot be bungled by Tinker Knights. 14-4. Gal's literally in the perfect position for Tinker. Like this is primo position. I think like over half the hand is known for Guile as well, because I think there's still 3 ultras in there. So there's only 2 unknown cards you have to worry about.
Yeah, this
This
seems
this is the
unlosable
perfect
unless.
position for Hans to win the game. Oh my god, I thought he was about to prep on 7. I saw a mouse over the deck, like, oh no. I think it's just like, yeah, how many cards he has left? 13 to Gal's 14.
I mean, I guess EX Sonic Hurricane looming over is annoying. Uh, huh? Do you really need +3 power and extra range while Gal's in the corner?
This hard cast another one. I tapped out for 1 second.
Huh?
No, it's fine. It's fine. It catches.
I guess it makes it grass or something lethal. I guess you wanted +3 power. Makes it a fast kill, I guess.
I guess. Yeah, I guess. But it's also weird because it still implies that you're using the mech charge. Because why are you not boosting upgrade instead? Which is +4 power for 2 less gate. For what, are you saving the mech charge for a rainy day? So we see MiX overdraw by a bunch, and he's on frontside. Guy also have to discard.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah, he
guess
just
sticking for
drops a cross.
blocks. They're gonna deck themselves out
Oh my
before they kill each other.
That's okay. No, this man played +3 power. Surely there's a plan behind it. Well, I mean, the EX mech charge again won't get dove over unless it's EX dive. What if you zig for EX dive mix to dive over the mech charge?
Okay.
Oh god. Oh yeah, there's hey look, EX dive is down. Go for the mech charge.
No, EX Max Charge still gets stunned out by EX Sonic Hurricane.
Oh,
You can't do it.
I forgot.
You can't do it because it does not.
I forgot. Oh, he's playing a singular card. I'm assuming it's something that he just drew.
EX Flash
Uh,
Explosion.
what was the checkmate?
He forgot that has armor.
Oh yeah, mobile gear just hits at every range.
Oh yeah.
I thought he was out of those. So he reshuffle at some point, probably. So yeah, Guile will take 3 off the mobile gear and then hit back for what, 10?
Yeah. Okay, Hans is looking to bungle this.
looking to bungle this. Looking, yeah, looking.
Fumbling the bag, as the kids call
A
it.
little bit, as the kids say. What is happening? This
Dude, I don't even know
is
how to cast this anymore. I feel my brain cells dying.
dude, I've seen like 1.5 games and I'm not doing so hot either. Okay, well, Guile now puts Tinker at 4, range 4 rather. Oh wait, Guile can move after Flash Wizard, yeah.
Lose the
Guile
range
moves to
too.
2, 4 HP, decent amount to chunk through, does have mid speeds to do so. Pops a military discipline on, so those mid speeds will be that much more effective. Is Hans out of cross to beat the mid speeds on offense?
Mm,
Would Hans dare to throw out a cross into a +2 speed and then eat like an assault and lose the game?
probably not, but you never know. Oh my god, he's gonna lose this.
No, he's not. No, don't say that.
Wait, maybe. I mean, okay, Guile has no more. Again, he's ditched EX dive spike early, so Tinker could probably maybe just wait for Guile to mill himself out, maybe, and just block stuff, and then
Is that we're going for the mill strategy?
yeah, mill
We
strategy.
were up like 8 to 20, and we're going for the mill. I don't think Gal can mill. His 7 cards is way too many to mill with only
Yeah,
4
I
HP.
guess not.
That's way too many. I guess we're going
Prep.
for the prep discard.
Okay.
Yay! Now we're gonna try to eat a mid speed
Why
here.
not? Now, now Guile can just
I'm pretty sure the reason there was no tech was because he drew it off the prep. No,
I mean, oh, maybe. Yeah. Because
surely that's the reason. Surely he didn't just want to eat the spinning back knuckle.
that's fine. Fine.
Is it? I think there's still blocks left. Oh, yeah, this man did have the dive and went for the prep discard at 6. Prep discard the dive, no less. This man's got to focus 3.5 hours in after losing all the games. Okay, we're going for the reading. Okay. Don't worry, man. I'll cast the other ones if you want to go just die. That's okay. I can't believe you already casted 10 games of this, man. That's a lot.
I mean, to be fair, this was the worst one I've ever seen.
This was the worst one.
This is
All right,
definitely the
good.
worst. This has to be.
Good. I'm so happy I came to join the worst one. Okay,
Okay.
reading fails.
Okay, you can block.
And there's blocks. Okay, good.
Uh-oh.
Oh, assault. Oh no. Well, it has one more block to chew through. No other armor in this hand. Outside of the EX. Oh, there's some missiles, but that's only one armor. Oh, never mind. Mix didn't have a follow-up.
Yeah, I mean, he does have. He's gotta get rid of the second block somehow, and then.
Yeah. No shade, so those mid speeds are going to be telegraphed if they're crit. Well, I guess you don't need to crit if you're winning the game off it.
Yeah.
Well, like for like spinning back, for example, spinning back needs the power here. Otherwise, well, no. Spinning back without the power is 5.
Mhm. Uh, yeah.
We
Let's
still
go
for the
on.
missiles and go for the EX. Okay, well, there was a plan here. I think the plan was just win off that focus, win off that reading. It didn't happen.
Yeah, I guess. Wait, does he have two graphs left? Unlucky. Well, I guess maybe.
So
Okay,
just
got.
going for the CC.
Okay,
This
Guile's
man's
taking
got
himself out. Guile's taking himself out.
more mileage out of this frontside CC than or frontside UA than anyone I've seen. And I'm not saying that in a positive way. I'm just saying that as like a fact. All right,
uh,
makes now 3 cards out from decking himself.
I've seen Ice Pop do Guile frontside a decent amount when he plays Rushdown Guile, where he just like,
CC0, it's happening. Oh my. Oh, there's only a block in there.
yeah, he's gonna reblock it to assault and
We
then
block
kill
it
him
to.
with. He's bungling. He's gonna lose. He's gonna lose, and he's just gonna do preemptive. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot preemptive's a thing. Oh, it's fine. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. You didn't draw the preemptive. It's okay. Oh wait, he had a preemptive in his
He's
hand the whole
having.
game because he
He's
had.
Sonic Hurricane the whole game.
Wait, he has preemptive Sonic. Wait, no. Preemptive Sonic's only 6 speed.
Wait,
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Look, it's fine.
wait. He couldn't
Hans will
play.
probably bungle this by not taking this, but that's okay.
Wait, how come he didn't? Wait, does he have this? Oh, I guess he could not do.
He only has a 6 speed mid speed here. He probably doesn't have the 7 speeder. That
What?
does more than
do-
5.
I mean, I guess is preemptive. What is it too risky to go for a preemptive?
What was he gonna go for? Preemptive? What? Preemptive Sonic? I mean, grasps are still in play for Tinker, right?
Yeah, I guess. Oh, actually, yeah. I mean,
So the thing is,
he only saw one card. Whatever. I guess
this +2 speed
just
kind of
guarantees
does
it.
force Tinker to yeah, it forces Tinker to strike here for what it's worth.
Yeah, but strike. Yeah.
Um, and then like I'm assuming what's gonna happen here is I think like Guile will block this, and then if it's a positive result for Mix, then he'll go for the preemptive.
Mhm.
Hansa said it's easy for you guys to judge when you don't see how little I can do to actually win the game here. That's doomer talk right there.
That's pretty doomer.
That is doomer talk. That is not the same confidence of the man who played block to kill himself. That is not
That
the
was
same
such a
confidence.
Chad move, dude,
That is not the same confidence.
to do that. And yeah.
Oh man, I can't believe he called it like an hour ago. It's gonna ruin. It's gonna ruin games. Oh man, Hans, if you're watching this, don't ever block to kill yourself again.
Don't
Like
do it.
even if it's a good play, you're not allowed to do it.
I mean, it's like you can play. You can play. Gal's playing lame. Doesn't know what to do. You can
You
also
could have
play
played the
lame.
block on defense. Even if you played the block on defense and then killed yourself, I think I would have been happier with that because at least it's your turn afterward. But initiating the block there just is
It's
the
a
cherry
waste. Yeah, exactly.
on top of this poop pie.
It's just so. This game's just been so strange.
Is he actually checkmate next turn by the preemptive?
Probably.
I mean, he's called it, so whenever you call checkmate, it is a checkmate, even when you call it on yourself.
You think
So,
Rocket Fuel doesn't do anything for you, right?
um, it puts you in the same situation as last turn, right? Except when you boost rocket fuel, you're removing grasp from your range because grasp will not miss. Oh no, grasp won't miss because you're tinker.
Yeah, Grass won't miss.
It'll be you'll be in the exact same situation as last turn, except Gal will have drawn one more card, I guess.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you mash the speed and yeah.
We're going for the reading here.
Well, Gal has 2 cards left, so this reading feels very likely to hit.
Yeah.
Unless.
But what are you reading here? Read block into the bomb bounce.
Does he have 1 mouse left?
I think you should have one. Boost
Maybe
the
one
other
more.
one. Reads the dive. It goes for the 7 speed. The
Uh,
reading whiffs.
good game.
And well, you can't win them all. You could have won this one, but you can't win them all. This game was
Yeah,
lost 40. This game was unironically lost 45 minutes ago. Well, technically, there's still shenanigans here, right?
yeah. Wait, redive. Wait,
It doesn't have to be dive mix. It does not have to be dive. It probably does. I mean, this is probably a 6-speeder or a 7-speeder, right? What 6-speeders is?
it has to be fast. I'm pretty. Yeah, it has to be
Yeah.
fast. It
I
makes.
mean, in theory, it has to be fast. It could be also the wrench toss, but yeah.
I mean, there's nothing that hedges against dive and like makes just grasping here, right?
Um.
There's nothing that beats
Yeah.
both.
Yeah.
It's gonna have a fasting. That's just like a fasting with armor, but that's yeah, that's weird.
If you really want to be
Wait,
safe,
grass
in
is a kill
theory,
though.
if you really want to be safe in theory, you could block and then preemptive on your turn, right? And then like because the grasses are down, now your preemptive 6-speeder will win.
Oh yeah,
Well, grass basically kills, right? Because grass puts Tinker into range for preemptive.
yeah, preemptive back knuckle.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
preemptive,
that's
whatever.
yeah. Okay,
All right. Did Hans go for the crazy? Did Hans go for the crazy play? Did he
oh,
go for the play that loses to dive on purpose? We're gonna say this
uh,
one. It was not mole. It was propeller.
correct. Okay, oh, game over.
It's a good run. Well,
Wait, wrench. Wait, wrench. Does he have
wrench
another
toss
wrench
doesn't.
toss?
No, wrench toss doesn't beat. This is 6-speed. It should be checkmate.
Oh wait, this is 6-speed. Oh yeah, right.
It should be checkmate.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
okay.
6-speed. It's enough speed. It should be checkmate. What?
Has to be.
We're gonna we're gonna pull out what evil eye? Yeah. Good.
Yeah, unless
GG.
there's a eye we don't know about.
We're gonna pull out 7-speed cards here. We're gonna pull out eyes.
Ooh,
So that was a game. That was a game of Exceed.
it was one of the game of exceeds of all time.
Yeah.
Christ. Well,
Well,
this is up
I'm
8-2.
officially revoking the block privileges, the block into death privileges for Hans. Officially revoked.
Not allowed.
Not allowed. No, I guess you were right. I thought Hans could have done it, but no, I guess you're right. Guess
That means like
Hans unable to wield this power.
the 20 to 9 Tinker with a shit ton of gauge could not wield
Yeah,
this
6
this
gauge
power.
at one point.
Could not wield it. Could not do it.
Could not do it.
Too much power for him to
Could not.
control.
No. Yeah, I guess this game was lost like 45 minutes ago, and maybe it's a little difficult to pinpoint the exact point, but not 45 minutes ago, maybe half an hour ago.
I mean, the crazy thing is like the block initiating block into getting stunned and dying was a throw play, but he was still winning. Like
He's
he's
still
still
winning
winning by
afterward. Yeah, he's
substantially,
still winning afterward. Yeah.
but then
Unless he
he
was
continued to
secretly
lose some
losing, but I
more.
don't think so. I don't think he was secretly losing.
Hmm.
All right, so Mix has Akuma, Geef, Viper, and Sagat left. 2 good characters and 2 not so good characters. Akuma's all right.
Kuma's fine. Yeah.
And then Viper, of course. And then Hans has every character left except for what was 2 that he won with? Do you remember?
Hmm?
Do you remember the 2 characters that Hans has won with?
Yeah, Plague and Headed, aka the good ones.
Oh, the good ones. The A-tier ones. Oh no.
He's already used up the good ones. Well, Season 4 still has more good ones, but those aren't
Season 4 is more good ones, but those are the best ones. Those are the A's.
probably. Well, I guess I will stop the recording here because it's 3 hours. It's almost gonna be 4 hours. Jesus Christ. All right. Yeah. So those were some games that happened. Congrats to Mix for winning a bunch.
For winning
Um,
all of them.
literally all of them. Those were weird. Those were crazy. Those were exciting. Those were boring. Um, and thanks for joining CPAT for the last
I
hour plus. I don't know if you regret
yeah.
it, but
Uh, I mean,
you can witness it.
sure. I was here. I was here. Smile.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.
Oh, you add that now to the end. Nice.
This is the first time doing it. All right.
Oh, okay, nice.
Peace, guys. Thanks for watching.